right, let's do a cheers to the Sobeys and Safer Liquid Beer for the podcast.
We ride again.
I love you guys.
Careful, that cake's hot.
It's the 6 o'clock check-in. Come on, let's go. It's the AM Nasty Big Hello. It's that static AM radio. It's the Cool Ben Red Hot Nielsen Show. Let's go. Everybody tuning in, even my wife.
Mommy likes too.
And those Macromala intros are cutting like a knife. Hey, it's Mitch texting in, he's your dealer for life. Let's crack at 6 o'clock and log in with some sirloin bites.
.607, a good Monday morning here on the Nielsen Show. We say hello to everybody listening on 95.7 Cruise FM, iHeart, TuneIn Radio apps, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, and of course you watching on our YouTube channel. Hit us up on the Nas Chat, the Paris Jewelers inbox, 780-218-9999. Our goal every day is 200 thumbs up, so start slamming that thumbs up for us. It's Dave Jamieson, it's Hernan Salas, it's Benny Thompson here as we fill in for the regular morning crew. Lieutenant Eric, YouTube Trev back tomorrow with this fine gentleman here.
Where is everybody?
Dusty's on vacay. Lieutenant Eric returned from Sask yesterday, I saw.
And I'll be here tomorrow, so he's in tomorrow. Okay.
And YouTube is probably just landing from the T-Dot after watching the Blue Jays lose 2 of 3.
Sold out trip.
To the Chicago White Sox. J-Mo, I got to say, this is a little weird for me. You've kind of been my mentor in broadcasting and live.
I'm sorry to do that to you.
You're one of the best broadcasters I've worked with, and I'm hosting. This just feels off. I shouldn't be in this chair.
No, you absolutely. It's called a transition of power. And as I've told other people, I'm probably now best suited as a guest, not a host, not even a co-host, but just a guest. Have me on your show. I'll give you 7 or 8 minutes of mediocre stuff, and then back to regular programming. No, it's good to be here. Good to see you again.
Yeah, it's great working with you. It's been since the 1260 days that I produced one of your shows when Matthew was off that we haven't worked together. But always love when you're on the different shows around EST. Benny Thompson, back at home.
Full-time back at home.
Had to drive in today. How you doing, buddy?
Just for those like me who are not fully up to speed on where you've been living.
Right.
What's happened here?
I lived at the studio for over a week. Last Friday, I moved my stuff here, and I slept in the back studio down there. Yeah. And I lived here for a week. My parents are doing basement renovations, replaced the carpet with hardwood, and repainted the walls and all that stuff. Okay. And it all got finished yesterday. So yesterday was my final day here at the office. So I packed up everything after doing the golf show, and slept in my own bed last night for the first time in over a week.
Well, a conch for Benny Thompson.
Thank you.
Get those conch requests in this morning. Of course, we need 3 questions for 3 questions too many coming up in the 8 o'clock hour. Send those to the inbox. Benny will keep track of them, and we'll hit the best 3. Abutski says former EE employees dominating the studio.
Yes.
I mean, you were there for 14 years. I was there for 3 years.
Because I get credit for the one I went back.
Yes, we worked together.
Yes, we did.
I was there for 13 years. So that's 18 years of doing PR for the Edmonton Elks.
Yes.
I know you want to write a book. Maybe you give me the last 3 chapters.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
The book on the Double D. Somebody asked me about this a couple of days ago. I mean, Dwayne Mandrusiak should be the guy, right? Because of the stories.
Yeah.
But a lot of the stories that you and I for many different reasons have sort of tucked away are ones that, for a bunch of reasons, we can't tell.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, I have told some, right?
Off the
Publicly.
rec. Yeah.
You know,
I
understand there might be a thirst for that. A small thirst, but a thirst.
I mean, I saw some things in only 3 years.
Yes, I'm sure you did.
I was under Chris Jones, so you can only imagine.
Victor Cui.
Victor
I mean, you
Cui.
were, I don't have any problem saying this, you were there at the worst time outside of the 60s in franchise history.
Yes, 100%. But I will say this.
Yeah.
Our crew in business ops was solid.
Oh, it sure was.
Yeah,
You
we were
made-
great.
made
We had a
lifetime
great
friends.
lifetime friends. The boys, my boys Cheese and Lisa and Dan,
Sure.
and love that group too. We went through a lot together, and I'm very happy now seeing them that it's turning that corner.
Yeah, and when you've been in the business,
Yeah.
it's probably no different than broadcasting or really any other, vocation, which is if you move on, go somewhere else and go off in a different direction, and those who stay behind, you want good things for
Of
them.
course.
You know, and certainly if they become your friends, and I feel the same way with those guys. And I wasn't there with that group long, just the 1 year. But you look at them now at 5-1, and you go, I hope the players are getting the lot of applause as they should. The coaches, Ed Hervey, Chris Morris, but then there's those who we don't know a lot about, who are grinding it every day, long hours. Mm-hmm. You know.
And a
want
lot
good
of
stuff
times
for them.
not appreciated, right, DeJamo? A lot of the stuff goes, people don't just, because everybody's busy, don't get me wrong. When you work for a professional football team, everybody's worried about their job.
Of course.
They're doing their job. But I'll tell you
Very
something.
stressful.
A lot of people there put in some hard hours, man. Some hard hours. Like always, the Nielsen Show is presented by Weiss Johnson. Get a new Train furnace now and get 50% off any additional mechanical system done at the same time. Add in an air conditioner, heat pump, hot water tank, or garage heater and get 50% off, plus no interest for 24 months. Visit wjsportstock.com and book an estimate today. I like I like this text early from Blue. Can we get a contra? The only good thing from yesterday's FIFA final? Shakira.
Is it fair to say that hips don't lie?
Hips don't lie, buddy. I'll say this. It's the first time the World Cup's done a halftime show, and I know the players had to wait 15 extra minutes.
Right.
I'm sure they were fine.
More orange slices.
CFL halftime, NFL, I'll always appreciate it because I think a lot of work goes into that. I don't care if I like the genre, I don't like the genre, whatever it is. I thought yesterday, Madonna coming out with Ronaldo and Ronaldinho, 2 Brazilian greats.
Wait a second. Wait a second. I'm going to stop you there. I'm watching that unfold, and I was genuinely curious as, how this whole thing was going to be produced. And,
Yeah.
it's not an easy thing to create a spectacle within a spectacle, right?
Yeah.
Which is the game itself, and then in the middle, we're stopping down for 30 minutes, and we got to blow your mind. And so anyhow, I'm watching this unfold. I'm seeing Madonna in the pre-produced part, and then she comes out live, and I go, God, that is Joaquin Gage in the blue tracksuit.
Ronaldo. The real Ronaldo.
Sure, okay, if that's what you want to call it. For me, that's Gage.
That's awesome.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
What a moment for him.
But the Queen of Pop comes out with 2 Brazilian legends.
Yes.
And then you get the K-pop group. What are they called, Benny?
BTS?
Yes.
Come on now, I knew that. I knew that.
I didn't mind them.
Okay.
I'll be honest. Then the Biebs comes out with Ted Lasso and the coach, right? They introduce him, and he sings Hallelujah World Cup, which is fantastic.
And dude can sing. Are we at a point now where, and look, he's not obviously I'm well aware of who Justin Bieber is, but as sort of a pop icon, well, not sort of, he is, I think you can lose the fact that the dude can play. He can sing. He can write and produce and dance and do all of that other cool stuff.
I think the thing that impresses me most about him is the way he sings live. Like, it's flawless. Like, look at yesterday. That wasn't
No auto-tune, my friend.
That was no auto-tune.
No.
Then you transition into Shakira
Yes.
and the other fellow there for the World Cup song, which is, I mean, come on. Doesn't get any better than that.
What?
If you weren't shaking the hips to that, like, I don't know
You
what
think
else.
we need a Grey Cup song to rival that? I don't know what. I mean, other than, the rec laws.
It's just
The
going to
rec
break
laws?
off.
Yes.
And then it goes into just a bunch of the little ones singing with Chris Martin jumping around with them from Coldplay. Like, what's there not to like?
Did you like Speed?
Oh, yeah, Speed was there too. Yeah, that guy.
Okay, I miss Speed, but that's fine. That's okay. I can't be at my age expected to take in all of it.
Yes.
But I'll be honest, I liked it. I thought it was entertaining. You can tell the crowd was into it. It was great to see, man. Like, in this day and age, we hate everything.
Well, of course.
JMO.
Yes, we're contractually obligated to hate everything. What I like, or at least I'm intrigued by the conversation between purists, and God knows soccer does a pure football.
Yeah.
Does a purist thing probably better than any sport out there, and people were indignant that they were having a halftime.
Oh, yeah. Like, what are we doing?
Send them off, let them sit on wooden benches, give them orange slices and one small cup of water, and then bring them back out.
Yeah.
What are we doing with this Americanization stuff?
I'm sure the players were fine. The dressing rooms are sitting in their loungers. So that's what those stadiums have now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so like you're not sitting on the wooden bench at Clark Stadium. No, I get it. They have all the creature comforts.
Well, we're going to get to the morning announcements, but before we do, let's get to that World Cup final. Not the best game. It's two really good teams, JMO. And when you have two really good teams in soccer, you're probably going to get that kind of game where it's just very tactical, very, waiting to see what the other team's going to do. But Spain was masterful in this whole tournament. Outside of their first game when they drew Cabo Verde, they gave up one goal the whole tournament. That is unreal.
And because of who we are and the country we're doing our business in, can I compare it just for a moment? Don't come over the table at me. To that Olympic team coached by Mike Babcock that was perfection, hockey perfection, boring as hell.
Yes, 100%. I remember that tournament. Yeah.
You remember we were together.
Yes.
And we would watch that and you go, when does Canada be Canada? When are you going to entertain us?
Mm-hmm.
We want you to win, which they did, but it was stunningly dull.
Yeah.
And yesterday's game, I would have checked out on that, fired up the vacuum, started doing my dusting, taken the garbage out and the recycling, because nothing was happening for long periods of time. And I get it, soccer sometimes, the beautiful game, yeah. You got to wait around for the beauty.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But
takes a while to become beautiful in soccer.
No shots, man. No shots.
That's the thing here. Like, Argentina had 0 shots on target in yesterday. 0. They had 2 shots, but those came in the extra time.
I don't know if I tweeted this or I thought this. If Jacques Lemaire were coaching yesterday, he would go, we're playing our game.
Oh, yeah.
No shots, no entertainment, no excitement. Let's bore the hell out of them.
And that's the thing with that game where Spain is very, structured. They're very responsible. Like, the guys play it to a T. You have to give them credit for Argentina not being able to do anything. Now, Argentina had chances to tie it at the end. A great goal for the winner. Like, that header back by Williams, that wasn't a fluke. Like, he knew Ferran Torres was there. And a great finish. I love the celebrations. I love the shot of the old school Spain players that won the first World Cup all in the suite celebrating together.
Yeah.
And it's funny because they're all either Real Madrid or Barcelona, and those are the 2 biggest rivals. And now they're all together. Like, it's
wrapping the flag.
It's great. Argentina had a chance there at the end on Simeone on top of the 18. Gets the ball wide open and just shoots it over the net. Some rough stuff after the game. We'll get to that. But all in all,
imagine if the Oilers could play defense like that.
Oh, man.
Come on now.
Well, that's why Babs is here.
Exactly. He's the answer.
He's the answer. He's going to turn this team around.
Okay.
He told McDavid and Draisaitl they were part of the problem.
Yes.
Yeah, so Spain wins their second World Cup. They've won 2 World Cups now, 1 Euro. Ferran Torres off the bench scores. They gave up only 1 goal all tournament, which is unbelievable. Rodri, who's a fantastic midfielder, wins the Golden Ball as the best player.
Yep.
Mbappe, Golden Boot, 10 goals. Kubarsi, the center back for Spain, wins the best young player. That kid is fantastic.
How old is he?
19. Huh. And a starter on Spain in a key position. The kid was unreal. Unai Simon wins the Golden Glove. Spain's goalie only gave up 1 goal all tournament. So kudos to all those Españoles. They were showing pictures of Madrid and Valencia, and it was a party, JMO, because the game was at night in Spain. I think it was like 8, 9 o'clock when that game wrapped up down in España. So
please drink responsibly.
That's
Yes.
today's
Yes,
the national.
That's the message.
That is the public service message we're sending to our friends in Madrid and elsewhere. Please. drink
Today's
responsibly.
a national holiday in Spain. I'll give you that.
Just today?
Yes.
Does it not feel like they should have won more World Cups?
Yeah.
When you think of it, like,
Just from a casual, just like not really knowing the history,
Right.
they've always just seemed like the juggernaut. Like,
Yeah, they're always good.
yeah.
They're always good. In 2014, Chile took them out. So, yeah, I'm going to bring that up.
sure, I knew you would.
Get it.
I knew you'd go there.
But they're a solid team. They're absolutely fantastic. And listen, on the other side, Lionel Messi at 39 years old, people were mocking him yesterday for crying, but he was embracing it because I think it's his last World Cup. He was embracing the crowd. He was embracing the moment. He's done it all. He's won a World Cup. He's won a Copa America. He's won Champions League. He's won league titles. Messi has nothing left to do in the game.
Just allow me to ask this.
Sure.
Why would people be mocking him?
Because they don't like
crying?
him.
I'm trying to think of an equivalent. Okay, when LeBron finally says, "Look, I am done." Of course, he'll give us a year announcement, and we'll have to go through all of that. And he breaks down at the end and hugs Bronny, and he's crying. Are we mocking him?
I think some people will. The people that don't like LeBron.
I think I'll cry with him.
Yeah.
I don't know what there is to dislike about Messi. He's really good at what he does.
Yeah, but it's just because say he plays for the team that
You don't like.
That you don't like.
Okay.
But I think eventually, as people get older, you start to, because I was like that growing up. I wouldn't appreciate other players because they were the rival of the team I cheered for. But now I appreciate Cristiano Ronaldo. I think him and Messi, to be able to watch them since they were in their teens to now possibly retiring at one point, like we're very lucky to watch both those players.
And both of those guys and a few more have taken the sport of football, soccer, and made it even more international, because they have become icons even off the field.
100%.
In fashion, and yes, that matters. Those things do matter in this day and age.
Yeah, but it's
all the other elements that their sort of star power touches.
Yeah, and like I said, Messi, he's done it all. Ronaldo's done it all except for the World Cup. But both guys can never look back at their career and say, we didn't do enough. I think both guys have earned the rights. For me, neither of them are the greatest of all time. I think they're in the conversation. I think they're two of the greats of the game. Because in soccer, there's too many greats. And I think if you ask 100 soccer fans, you'll get 100 different top threes. I think you will. For me, the best player still ever on the planet was Diego Maradona. We all know why he fell off before he was ready to.
Sure.
But for
I'm not
me,
sure I wouldn't either if I had that kind of talent.
Yeah, he was by far the best for me. But Messi and Ronaldo, and I saw a lot of tweets yesterday saying it's an end of an era. No more Modric, no more Neymar, no more Messi, no more Ronaldo.
Yeah, but you got 19-years who are stars.
Yes.
So the torch is being passed and is in good hands.
Like it always is.
Yes.
Let's get to morning announcements for Rundle Park Short Course. With affordable rates for juniors, seniors, and adults, the walkable Par 58 course has great family-friendly atmosphere. Perfect for all skill levels, but ideal for shorter hitters and those just learning the game. Snag a smash burger at Shorty's after the round. Check them out on Instagram at Rundle Park. SC Elks 5-1, buddy.
Yeah.
They don't ask how.
No, they don't.
1917 win. I think we have to be honest, though, in our assessment.
Okay.
That game is probably different And I'm not saying the Elks lose, but it's probably different if Rourke doesn't get hurt in the first year.
Yeah, first play of the game, right?
Yeah.
Or second play, whatever it was.
Second play of the game. I saw people on the post-game show, some people texting in, Chase Bryce was good. He was not good, okay? He had one good drive that led to the touchdown. He had 4 INTs. And when you leave Luke Wilson speechless on the broadcast, because
you've done something.
Because 2 of the throws that I still don't know what he saw or where he was going with the ball, they weren't picked off. They should have been. But Luke Wilson looked at Dusty and goes, Dusty, I got nothing. I have no idea.
Saw images. Like Neil on green, but for different reasons.
Yeah. Chase Bryce is, listen, we all know that young quarterbacks in the league, it takes time to get good.
Except Ricky Ray.
Except Ricky Ray. But Chase Bryce, and I think the Lions might be in a little bit of trouble here at 1-4.
Well, we're going to talk to a guy that they may want to call.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. You know, when you see in your stat line for a quarterback and you go over and I do, yards, great, cool. Then you have to ask yourself, where did you get those yards? Where was your team on the scoreboard at the time? But then you go over to that next column and it says INTs and there's a 4 there. You didn't have a good night at the office.
No.
You were not good.
No. And the Elks, like Fajardo had good numbers, but the Elks left too many points on the table.
And does that concern you?
A little bit.
They look, I'll use this term, it's not great at this hour of the day, a little constipated offensively.
Yeah.
A little constipated.
100%. And but we have to give kudos to the Lions. That's two games in a row against the Elks. They've stopped ranking. They know what they're doing there.
And Benavides has been under fire. They've already fired their special teams coordinator out there. So, they're not getting the wins on the scoreboard, but his unit has to start improving, or Benny, would be under fire.
Yeah. So in 1978, 5-1, awesome, tops in the league,
run.
Good crowd, very happy.
Yeah, it was good crowd.
Good crowd. They move on to the Riders. Some sad news, JMO.
Very.
Jaden Dahlke killed in a car accident over the weekend. 30 years old. The Riders player passes away. Behalf of Edmonton Sports Talk, we send condolences to his family, his friend, his teammates. A local guy.
Played junior football here.
Wildcats.
Went on to the U of A Golden Bear. And when you read that story and you hear that news, it stops you short.
It's I always liked him as a player because he had a mean streak. Mm-hmm. He never crossed that line, but he was close to it.
Sure.
I remember being with the Elks and say that's the guy the Elks should go get. Excellent special teamer. I think he started his first year. I think he was a safety. But very sad news.
Yes.
Never want to hear that. But once again, condolences to his family, his friends, and his teammates. If we go around the CFL, Montreal wins 38-32. Calgary, a good team, but just a hard schedule. Hamilton with Trey Ford, 24-23 winners over the Argos.
Heard on the broadcast they felt that was Trey Ford's perhaps his best game. You were with Trey Ford for virtually his entire time in Edmonton. I don't have the comparables. He looked like I remember Trey Ford.
Yep.
Right? Which is, if I don't immediately see something, off I go.
Yep.
Tuck the ball under and run, and he runs exceptionally well. I'll ask this, and others have as well, is it sustainable?
We'll see. But that's the thing with Trey, right? He has one good game, maybe 2, and then you have the bad game. Can they be patient? I don't know. But I think they're just happy they won a game.
Oh, and they should be.
On the flip side, Red Blacks go to 0-6. Overtime loss. I like the new format that after 2 possessions each, if it's tied, you go to a 2-point conversion, kind of like college football. I really liked it. I'm not going to lie.
And we have great respect for the guys in the booth. They're colleagues of ours. We've known them a long time. They were having difficulty explaining it and understanding it.
Yeah, it's not that hard to understand.
No, but in the moment, because they hadn't done it before.
Well, the refs didn't know that after the first possession of the 2-point conversions, the team that went second goes, I think, first.
Right.
Yeah, and they had to figure that out too. But I enjoyed it. Drew Brown gets his revenge game. Mm-hmm. It was so another great week in the CFL. Some more sad news from the MLB world. Dwayne Ward passes away at the age of 62, 2-time World Series champ.
For those of a certain age, and you remember those Blue Jay teams and how important a role Dwayne Ward played. He was money, and Yeah, to come together as a group, those members and surviving members of those teams, and I don't know how many have, passed on, and they're there in Toronto.
Yeah.
And many of them not seeing each other for many, many years, and a chance to come together, reflect, have some laughs, perhaps a drink or two.
Yeah.
And then for this to happen on that weekend.
Yeah.
It just seems especially unkind.
Yeah, no, for sure. So, very tough news. Old school Blue Jay there.
Yeah.
Really good, like you said, as in his role. Quickly, UFC returns to Edmonton October 19th. I know our boy Kub will be super excited. Kimi Antonelli wins again, this time the Belgium Grand Prix. This is the show today. Coming up next, off-season. What off-season?
What off-season?
The good, bad, and ugly. The 7 o'clock hour, 7:05. Steve Sandor from the Canadian Press to recap the World Cup. We'll have the early bet of the early bird bet of the day. 7:35. Chris Trevler to talk some CFL. 8 o'clock hour. Kind of easy trivia. 3 questions too many. Our boy Joaquin Gage and the wrap for William
Got a show.
Huff. The 6 o'clock hour is presented by Ewell, your power play specialist. Ewell has the gear you need for your next electrical project with 3 Edmonton area locations, and you can order online anytime at ewell.ca. Ewell, your Edmonton-based partner in power and source for all things electrical. Ewell, your partners in power. You can join in next time.
Okay, now that I know the words.
If you're listening to Cruise 95.7 Cruise FM, iHeart, TuneIn Radio apps, EdmontonSports.com, we say hello. Slide on over and just give us a thumbs up if you're on the YouTube channel. Hit up the Nasty Chat, the Paris Jewelers inbox, 780-218-9999, and slam that thumbs up. We'd like to get to 200 today. Coming up next, off-season, what off-season? The good, bad, and ugly. It's Dave Jamieson, Hernan Salas. Benny Thompson's got your sports update for Paramount Flooring. Are you ready to treat your feet? Visit them in store at 10707 184th Street on the West End or online at ParamountFlooring.ca. We're back after a quick break.
Spain has captured their second ever World Cup championship yesterday after beating Argentina 1-0 in extra time. Ferran Torres was the hero, scoring in the 107th minute. In the CFL, the Bombers took down the Red Blacks yesterday 36-34 in overtime. Tim White with a solid 97 yards receiving, while Drew Brown threw for 317 against his former team. And some devastating news as Rough Riders linebacker Jane Dalkey has passed away in a car crash on his way home from Saskatchewan's bye week. Dalkey was just 30 years old. The Riders are back in action on Thursday against the Elks. To the diamond, the Blue Jays fall to the White Sox 3-0 and drop the series 2-1. Jays are back in action tonight, taking on the Rays with Dylan Cease on the bump for Toronto, Nick Martinez for Tampa. First pitch at 5:07. More sad news with Dwayne Ford passing away over the weekend in Toronto. He was just 62 years old. And the Riverhawks fell in Port Angeles to the Lefties 8-2. Hawks return home today to play the Kamloops North Paws. First pitch 7:05. You can listen to the game live on Edmonton Sports Talk's audio streams. In the British Open, Ryan Fox took home the championship yesterday, shooting 10 under. Canadian Corey Connors finished tied for 14th, shooting 4 under. And some hockey news, former Oiler Jack Campbell has announced that he has hung up the skates. The 34-year-old is making the switch to being a performance coach. The sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring. We're expecting some changes this offseason. We're talking about your flooring. Paramount Flooring brings over 30 years of trusted service and expert installation with a flooring lineup homeowners actually want. No permission needed to contact us. Visit our showroom 7 days a week or online at ParamountFlooring.ca.
I got a big shot off this stick of mine. I keep those lanes wide open all the time. Drysidle setting up shop, McDavid's flying. I'll hit the twine when I walk the line. As sure as New G is slick and Kane is tough. We're going all the way this year, enough is enough. And we can play 'em straight or we can play 'em rough. I'm feeling fine when I walk the line. You know I shoot that puck so very, very hard. The name on the back of my jersey says Bouchard. And we're gunning for first place, not a wild card. I'll hit the twine when I walk the line. Well, we're counting on our skill and not on luck. And it's gonna get real when they drop that puck. And we won't be done until we hoist the cup.
We're back here on the Nielsen Show here on this Monday morning from the Popeyes studio. We say hello to everybody listening on 95.7 Cruise FM, iHeart, TuneIn Radio apps. Of course, if you're watching us on the YouTube channel, hit us up on the Nasty Chat Parachuters inbox, 780-218-9999. And like always, slam that thumbs up for us. This text says, boys, what's with all this soccer talk? Thought this was a sports show. Well, I'll tell you something.
And we're back.
He put
We're
us
back.
He put a smiling emoji, so he's having some
He
fun.
gets it.
But it's going to be another 4 years before we talk soccer.
We're going to go that long, eh?
Oh yeah.
So how about the Oilers line combinations?
No one's going to have it, man. No one's going to have it.
But it does, and we'll get into this with Sandor, okay?
Yeah.
But it does, this always happens after these kind of events. Like, we'll come out of the Olympics, and let's just say someone wins, a gold in steeplechase, whatever. Just give me an obscure but obviously rigorous competition. And someone will say, well, I wonder if our nation will then turn into a nation of people that do steeplechase. And you go, no. And now this obviously is different. Having Canada in it and doing, I think as well as expected, or did we do better? Did we overachieve?
Yes, round of 16 is pretty good for Canada. Yeah.
So Canada overachieves. How long do you maintain the good feeling? And more importantly, what do you do with it? What do you do with the good feeling?
Until next year when qualifying starts for the 2030 World Cup. That's when you move on. Say, let's go. Because they're going to be moving on from some players. New blood's going to come in. Every team kind of goes through that process.
Right.
And then it's a grueling 2.5 years qualifying.
But you know what it takes. I mean, you understand the ecosystem of soccer better than anybody in this room right now, and probably better than most of our listeners. It requires an incredible amount of money and the will to make the changes to develop these kind of world-class players. I mean, look, Canada, I don't know this sport well. The gap between Spain and Canada would be very significant.
It's big. It's not close. And whoever thinks it's close is not. And that's not saying Canada is a bad soccer team.
No.
They're a good soccer team, but they're Spain and Argentina and France, they're on a different level. A completely different level.
Frankly, it used to be like us in international hockey.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, exactly.
Like it was Canada, and I realize that the gap with America has, if there is a gap, I don't think there is anymore. And then you drop down a few weight classes. Russia was a little behind us.
Mm-hmm. No, 100%. So
not the case anymore.
Steve Sanders, 705. He'll join us to talk some footy, and I swear that'll be the last of it. You won't hear any more of it.
And can we stop saying nil?
I love saying nil. There's something about it. When I come on with ESC afternoons, the Oilers won 4-0.
Oh, you slide that in.
Oh,
you
yeah.
rascal.
Let's see how people like that.
Well,
Let's
there
see.
goes your credibility.
Let's get to off-season. What off-season?
What off-season?
Brought to you by GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components from around from turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors. They are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta area for over 50 years. Some news coming out this morning. Former Oilers and Leafs goaltender, he's calling it a career as he is walking away from hockey.
Jack Campbell.
Yep. And he intends to pursue a career as a life coach, Jamo.
It's a cool pivot. He's, still a very young man. He has gone through some challenges, right?
Yes.
Which, have been documented, at least on some level. And he was in the player support program. And now, presumably coming out of that, Jack Campbell has reached a place in his life, and you would hope that money is not an issue. And he's managed all of that. And he looks to be, based on the video, in good health. Okay, man, I want to move on to something where I can help others because I, too, have been helped.
Yes, 100%. And I like how you phrase that, Jamo, because that's in all walks of life.
Yes.
And just so Jack Campbell will still be paid 2.6 this year by the Oilers.
Okay.
And then 1.5 for the next 3 years after that for his buyout.
Hey.
So he's making some good coin there. And I always find it interesting, the whole Jack Campbell Oilers, because I felt that summer that Ken Holland just had Jack Campbell in his head and didn't bother looking. And people, well, the goalie market wasn't very good. Okay, fair enough. But when they got Jack Campbell, he was coming off a pretty good year with the Leafs, but he was a guy that didn't get to the NHL until he got a little bit older.
11th overall pick by Dallas. So this was a guy at the time, Dallas is a good organization. And that's high for a goalie.
Yes, 100%.
So what's going to be the next one?
He didn't make it in the NHL. Like his career high in games was 49. He played 31 in 2018-19, and he was drafted in 2010. So that goes to show you he had a grind, and nothing wrong with that. A lot of players take some time.
Some heavy marination there in the minors.
Yes, but he came to Edmonton, and I felt, this is my opinion, that Kenny Holland just set his eyes on him, and because it came out after that, they didn't really ask anybody around Toronto or people that have watched him play on a consistent basis, how is he? You know what I mean? Because according to a lot of reports, people would have said, I'd probably check other options before you go here. They gave him the 5-year deal, and in year one, right away, it didn't work.
Well, and you know what's funny about that, just not to take you off line here, is and now we have so much more data to properly analyze players over just wins, losses, goals against. We do context now more in sports, our evaluation of athletes, and do it better than we ever have.
Yeah.
So it's that Campbell, and there's lots of others in hockey and in sports. The numbers do lie. They can mislead you in overvaluing a player,
especially in goalie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing with
Who
Jack
did you play
Campbell.
behind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he came here, and I remember the first game, I think they won 4-3, and I was like, okay, because I remember that offseason when he signed, it wasn't an over, like, I remember the fan base not being overly excited, but they weren't overly negative. They were just kind of like, let's see.
Yeah.
Seemed like a safe choice at the time.
Because at the time, he was brought in so Stuart Skinner can kind of develop a little bit more, be the backup. And and then Stuart Skinner had to become the guy, took a lot of heat, went to 2 Stanley Cup finals. But it's always going to be fascinating, the what if. Hey, Benny, what if Jack Campbell was good? Yeah.
And I mean, we've seen, I think this team has struggled defensively for years now. This McDavid era has not been great defensively for a large majority of it. And I think we're seeing that with the goalies coming here, and it seems to expose what the goalie is. Now, I'm not saying Jack Campbell, Tristan Jarry, Stuart Skinner, these are all bad goalies necessarily. I mean, they look bad in Edmonton is what I'm saying. Is that the defensive system in front of them has kind of left them out to dry a little bit. And so I think a guy like Jack Campbell, who's maybe struggled with his confidence over his career, he took a lot of time to marinate and develop, had that decent run in Toronto there, comes here and kind of gets lit up for his first couple of years here, like that weighs on a guy. You're seeing it with Tristan Jarry here. He comes here, he has a solid couple games, and then gets hurt, comes back, and I mean,
not good.
Like not good. No. Like flat out just not good, right? Skinner obviously took a bunch of heat, had his highs, had his lows, but those lows, man, like they were like, again, like we're seeing a goaltending problem. How much of it is a goaltending problem though in Edmonton versus the system? Right?
And that's fair because, like Benny just alluded to, Tristan Jarry in his first game, he gave up 4 goals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yes,
but everybody
one of them was in garbage time,
yeah.
and I remember coming that game.
Everybody just wanted a new goalie for the sake because they were sick of Stuart Skinner. That we were celebrating a goalie that was giving up 3-4 goals a game.
I do this every time I'm on this show. The morning after that trade went down early in the morning.
Yep.
I think like the guys were on air.
45, 8 a.m., something like that.
And it might have been Rashog the next day, or maybe it was later that morning for sort of instant reaction.
It was, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And he was asked, are they better? And he said, I don't know. I can only tell you they're different.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I thought that was the best distillation of the whole argument. We don't know if they're better, but it is a different human in goal.
Yeah, and we can say same thing about this team going into this year. Are they better? I mean, they're different.
Yes.
Especially on the back end and in net. So I can't say that for sure.
So
they have the same.
Let me ask you this. In the absence of a poll question.
Okay.
What... and I know we didn't really want to go this way, but here I am. I got sucked in. I got pulled into the vortex.
Our texter's very happy right now.
There you go.
I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are.
Perfect.
So which of the off-season moves has you most excited? And I don't mean going and buying a jersey, or maybe I do, but where you're like, God, I cannot wait till they have the captain skate at Claire Drake Arena because I want to see that guy in blue and orange. And I'm going to get overly excited.
I'm excited for Freddie Anderson. I think healthy, he can really, it's an upgrade. But if he's healthy, he's struggled staying healthy. Mm-hmm. And I have a guy that I'm intrigued by.
Which is different than excited.
Yeah. Ryan Shea.
Yep.
At 29 years old, he's had one good season and he gets a 5-year deal. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm not saying he's a great player. I'm intrigued by him because I don't know much about him. I haven't seen him play a lot, but I am intrigued about his season and that he got a 5-year deal. I hope he works.
Don't you wish in our business we could have one good show and then get a 5-year deal? Like just awesome. One good, like, awesome. Hey, that was excellent.
Yeah.
Well done.
Here's a 5-year deal.
Yes.
So I'm intrigued by him. And Benny.
Yeah. My favorite addition to this team doesn't wear a jersey. It's a cap space.
Look at
this guy, eh?
Capologist.
Come on.
Nerd. Nerd.
I thought you were going to say
Nerd.
Cap nerd.
No, I think having cap space to fill out this roster, you're going to have holes on this team. This team's not perfect. So throughout the season, if you see someone that fits this team and you have the cap space for it, you can go do it. I think that's probably the biggest addition that they have, and that's obviously coming from Darrell Nurse being moved off the books.
Yeah, Penner's Pancake says mine is how Howard will be used and if he's giving a good long look in the top 6.
We don't do long looks in Edmonton, right? And is Babcock known for long looks?
Yeah. Ain't nobody got time for that, Penners.
That's actually not a bad thought.
No.
And I'm not sure I don't feel dissimilar, but we don't do long looks.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, I have a bad feeling for some of the young guys under Babs. I do.
I worry.
Yeah.
I worry a lot. Savoy was a guy that worked his way up and really got under Knobloch's, like he had a lot of trust from that coaching staff. I think, to me, I don't know. Obviously Babcock's a different coach, and I think he'll see the upside, especially with Savoy, because he is really good defensively, but I do worry about that a little bit. Like obviously it's been known, like he's been hard on young guys.
Yeah.
And I worry for those guys a little bit.
I worry for the young guys, and I worry for Bouchard.
Do you?
Yeah.
How so?
I'm intrigued by Bouch because I remember last year an insider joined Dusty. I can't remember who, so I don't want to say their name just in case they didn't say it, but I remember an insider said they were talking about accountability.
Okay.
And Knobloch holding guys accountable. And I remember the comment was, I don't know if Bouchard can handle that. If he's that kind of player that can handle accountability. Like if you're hard on him,
Like,
will
is
he-
this a scene of
will he
a
go
few
into
good
a-
men? You
will he
can't
go in-
handle the truth?
Will he go into a shell? You know what I mean?
Well, we're told that that's what the leadership, and is Bouchard, because of who he is and how important he is to the team, is he part of that leadership group? I know he's a very soft-spoken individual, and that don't equate that or mistake that for not being intense and competitive and stuff. That doesn't, they're not married to one another. But is he not, or should he not be now considered part of the leadership group?
100%.
And that's what we were told based on Stan Bowman, Mike Babcock himself, and I think the players who said, we talked to Babcock. We interviewed him. That's what they want.
No, fair enough. But you're right in that sense but it's like if Bab goes off on Bouchard, right? You idiot, what are you doing out there? You're gonna sit on the is Bouchard gonna take that in stride and be like, I need to be better? Or is he gonna be kind of like, oh, this guy? You know what I mean?
And is he going to be sort of say sulk? But yes.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the thing, and look, I'm not opposed to Babcock being here or not. They've done the investigation. We don't know what that involved, but
He's here.
And he's here.
Yeah.
So deal with it, get on with it. Now we go to, okay, deliver results or don't. And if you don't, they move on. But the idea of wanting or thinking you want the hard ass is fine in theory, and it works often in theory. But then when you're confronted by it, you're in a game and he's over your shoulder.
Yeah.
All right. And he is ripping you a new one. What's that like in real time?
Yeah.
Not on a Zoom interview.
Yeah.
Not over, a bottle of Bordeaux.
And Bab said, you like it now. Will you like it in October?
Right.
Like you like our conversations now, everything I'm saying. But will you like it when I'm on your ass?
Yes.
When it's minus 30 in January and you're playing on a Tuesday night against the Kraken.
And you lost three straight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you going to be okay with it then?
Well,
that's his job, though. Like, the Oilers have taken regular seasons way too lightly the past couple seasons, especially last year. And so I think this is a proper guy for it. It's just, again, we will see what this team's made of when
Boys, we've gone far too long with this Oilers conversation.
okay.
What are we doing here?
Get back to
Jeez.
soccer.
All right.
Let's get to the good, bad, and ugly from the weekend. I'll kick us off, boys, if you don't mind. My good is the last month and a half of the World Cup. I thought it was fantastic from start to finish. I was worried about 48 teams. Now, there were some bad teams, sure. But some of those games that you saw that weren't the top-tier teams, sometimes they provided the best excitement. You saw some wonderful goals. You saw a lot of controversy. You saw a lot of conspiracy theories.
Yes.
You saw some great play from Mbappe, Messi, Ronaldo. You saw greatness all over this.
Give me VAR or give me death.
VAR was terrible.
Come on now.
But I thought Canada, the U.S., and Mexico did a great job. The stadiums all looked wonderful, always packed. My good is the World Cup, fellas. I thought they knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, and in my old hometown, Vancouver, they
Excellent.
brought it.
They did.
brought it with Granville Street.
Oh,
I
that
mean,
was
and a bunch of other places too. And the stadium,
Jack Pool's it called?
yeah,
Yeah, that
Jack
was
Pool
great.
Plaza.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. I felt, like a lot of Canadians, very proud that we were able to pull that off. I didn't have any doubts really, but you never know. Again, Vancouver's done Olympics
Yeah.
or Unolympics, done Expo 86, 6 months of inviting the world.
Yeah.
So it's not like they haven't done this stuff before,
Oh,
but
why
you
not?
never know, right? Soccer demands a different kind of dynamic.
But they always get it. That's the thing. Vancouver always gets it. They always put on the show.
Yes.
JMO, you're good.
My good is the Elks.
Okay, perfect.
5-1, a franchise, we don't have to go into it. We've talked about it to death, frankly, about where they've been. Doesn't matter. It's where they are. And right now, they are credibly a Grey Cup favorite, a third of the way through the season.
Yeah.
Credibly a Grey Cup favorite. Just let that sit for a minute. Haven't won one since 2015. Haven't been relevant for how many years?
Well, it's been a long time.
6, 7?
Best start since 2017.
Okay.
Yeah. So
And
There you go.
this is probably for its own segment, whether people are going to come back as quickly as you think. It's a hard, you know this, you've lived it. I've lived it for a long time. In a different time, we didn't have to worry about crowds because people, they knew, that it was a thing. It's been so bad for so long, and now they're really good, and people are going, where are all the fans? They're coming. It's a slower process than you would like.
It's not automatic.
No,
it's not.
you have to win them back again.
Yeah. And you got to show them more. Like, listen, 5-1 is great, but you got to show them more. You do.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Like, it's not that simple. But like you said, it's a good step in the right direction, especially after that crowd on Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was great. Benny, you're good?
I was gonna go Elks, but we've covered that, and I'm my good is not sports related. I'm back home. That's
okay.
That's
Yeah.
my good. And,
Yes.
and I'll say this to you. I'll mix in two goods here. I went and bought a desk yesterday,
Oh.
and I was at Staples, and I'm wearing my EST hoodie, and a worker's helping with a customer in the corner of his eye.
Yeah.
He like I think he sees me in the corner of his eye. His head snaps over, and he goes, "Edmonton Sports Talk. I listen to them." And then he looks up and he goes, "Benny,
Yeah.
Yes.
nice. I love listening to you guys." I was like, how about that? So that's my good from the weekend. Not really sports related.
That's
but
always great.
That's the drug.
Yeah.
That keeps you coming back.
Yep.
The bad, I'm going to go with the Ottawa Red Blacks, fellas. 0-6. Ryan Dinwiddie was brought in to change everything there.
Change the culture.
Yeah. He picked the wrong quarterback. They don't run the ball. Geno Lewis, I think he had 3 receptions yesterday. Niles Morgan's hurt again. Last week I said I almost feel bad. I feel bad for them. There's a great fan base in Ottawa like there is here. They have a great stadium. It's in a great location, a fantastic location. Seen that stadium yesterday, and how can you blame them though? Pretty empty, and then they fall in overtime. I feel bad for the Red Blacks. I think it's really bad there. I don't know what they do next. I don't think McLeod Bethel Thompson's the answer.
No. No, and that is a city that's had a CFL team 3 times.
Yeah.
And this is not to say they're in peril of folding or moving or do whatever it is you do these days. But yeah, that fan base has been let down.
100%.
Yeah.
You're bad, Jim.
Bad, frankly, the quality of the World Cup final.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was not
Entertaining.
Were there some good or even great moments in there? Of course, the winning goal.
Yeah.
That was a bad game, man.
It was.
Bad game. That was not the beautiful game.
0 shots on target for Argentina.
Okay.
You're bad,
And
Benny.
and you know what? There'll be people out there who saw that and go, "See, told you."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Told
yeah.
you.
Yeah. Totally. My bad. World Cup related. Lionel Messi. Most likely his final World Cup. I think we talked on Friday about like living in the good days of sports and stuff. As I got to live through Messi's career a little bit here, and I understand it's not your goat, Hernan, but for a lot of people, like this is is their goat. And watching one of the greats, probably have his career wrap up in the World Cup was sad yesterday. So that's my bad.
I'll say he's goated, though. Like him and Ronaldo
Yes,
are. They'll always be in the conversation. But I think for everybody, they have a different goat. It can be Zidane. It can be Pele. It can be whoever you want. But I'm just
Like
not
LeBron and Jordan.
LeBron and Jordan. Well, it's Jordan. But my ugly, I got to go with number 5 and number 19 on Argentina. Otamendi and Paredes after the game.
Oh, yeah.
Fighting and throwing punches. Like, I'm sorry, but you're a sore loser. Like, lose with some class, man. The rest of the players hugged the other players. They were emotional, or they just sat on the pitch and soaked it all in. I thought number 5, Paredes came in and was right away being you-know-what. Otamendi, I known him because he's played in South American against Chile a lot. I just hate, and they're older guys. Like, they're not young.
Yeah, they should know better.
You know what I mean? Like, it's such a bad look. Number 5 got a red card. He's going to get a lot of games because he swung and threw a player on the ground.
Yeah.
After the game, I don't care how pissed off you are, show some down class. I thought that was so ugly by Argentina. Now, I don't want to throw the whole team under the bus because it wasn't the whole team. The coach got in there.
No, never is.
But those 2 guys, man, for being veterans on a team, like, be better. That's my ugly, JMO.
It's not ugly. It's just very sad. It's the passing. Those who
Yeah.
lost on the weekend. And I, and this is, but just an acknowledgement of Jaden Dahlke and Dwayne Ward. And, just you're reminded in the moment we go to sports for, the celebration of sports and the pure enjoyment, and then you're quickly reminded that these are real people with real lives, and they should still be with us.
Yeah, no, very true. Ugly for you.
The ugly. You want to go to Toronto to see the Blue Jays play. You've talked about it for a very long time.
Yes.
You go with your grandma a couple months ago, or a couple weeks ago. You get this work trip booked for you and everything with Expedia Cruises and everything. You bring listeners with you, and they score a total of 5 runs. They dropped the series 2-1, and then in their one win, they won 1-0.
Ugh.
Small ball.
That's ugly.
really
I'm
small
sorry,
ball.
YouTube Trev and the Nasties. that's a tough performance.
That's Bill James right there.
Right there. Just move them around base by base, brother.
Oh, all right. We'll finish with this one from Bruins and Jags fan chat. Every soccer game is bad. Terrible,
Whoa.
slow game. No such thing as a good game in the pretend sport. Holy.
Love it, a pretend sport. It's AI. The whole thing is AI.
I'll say to that Nasty there. Did you watch England, France? 6-4? It could have been 10-8. What a game in that one. Defense optional. It's rare you'll see a 6-4 game in soccer.
Well, and down 4-0.
4-0, yeah. 4-3.
Come on now.
Come on. This hour is presented by Ewell, your power play specialist. Ewell has the gear you need for your next electrical project with 3 Edmonton area locations, and you can order online anytime at ewell.ca. Ewell, your Edmonton-based partner in power and source for all things electrical. Ewell, your partners in power.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, don't go anywhere if you're listening to 95.7 Cruise FM, iHeart, TuneIn, radio apps, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Keep it locked here on the YouTube channel as well. Hit us up on the Nasty Chat. Parachuters inbox 780-218-9999. Slam that thumbs up for us. Up next, the one and only Steve Sander from CP to recap this 2026 World Cup. Joins us also Chris Trevler coming still to come. We also have the early bird bet for Play Alberta, and that's good for the Italian Center. All coming up in the second hour here on the Nielsen Show. It's Dave Jamieson, Hernan and Salas filling in for Dusty and Eric, and here's Benny Thompson with your sports update brought to you by Expedia Cruises and Chelsea LaBelle in Northeast Edmonton. Join Dusty and Lieutenant Eric at Barcelo Maya Colonial, Mexico from February 24th to March 3rd. Email clabelle@expediacruises.com or call or text her at 780-970-4834 for more information. Here's Benny.
Spain are World Cup champions for a second time in the nation's history after defeating Argentina 1-0 in extra time on Sunday. Ferran Torres played the hero, scoring the championship-winning goal in the 106th minute. In the CFL, the Blue Bombers edged the Ottawa Red Blacks 36-34 in overtime on Sunday. Drew Brown threw for 317 yards against his former team, while Ty White hauled in 97 yards receiving in the victory. Tragic news out of the CFL as Saskatchewan Roughriders linebacker Jaden Dahlke has passed away following a car accident while returning from the club's bye week. He was just 30 years old. The Roughriders are scheduled to host the Edmonton Elks on Thursday night. On the diamond, the Blue Jays were shut out 3-0 by the White Sox, dropping the series 2 games to 1. Toronto opens a new series tonight against the Rays, with Dylan Cease getting the start opposite Nick Martinez. First pitch is set for 5:07. More sad news from the baseball world. 2-time World Series champion and former Blue Jay Dwayne Ward passed away over the weekend. He was 62 years old. And the Riverhawks also came up short on Sunday, falling 8-2 to the Port Angeles Lefties. They'll return tonight to host the Kamloops Northpaws with first pitch at 7:05. You can catch the game live on Edmonton Sports Talk's audio streams. At the Open Championship, Ryan Fox claimed the championship after finishing at 10 under par. Canada's Corey Connors was the top Canadian, ending the tournament tied for 14th at 4 under. And around the hockey world, former Oilers goaltender Jack Campbell has announced his retirement from professional hockey. The 34-year-old is moving into a new role as a performance coach. The sports update is brought to you by Chelsea LaBelle at Expedia Cruises in Northeast Edmonton. Join Dusty and Lieutenant Eric at Barcelo Maya Colonial in Mexico from February 24th to March 3rd. Email LaBelle at ExpediaCruises.com or call or text her at 780-970-4834 for more information.
What say you? Hey, nasty crew. We got the Nielsen Show flu. Well, there's nothing we can do about it. What say you? Hey, nasty crew. My wife thinks I got better things to do, but there's nothing I can do about it. We're tuning in on TuneIn, we're listening online. We catch up with the podcast when we fall behind. We're texting in the nasty chat, what's on our mind. 780-218-9999. No more interference from corporate interest. Just Dusty and Eric and all of the bad cats like Brzezinski and Noodles. Skeptic and Gage, maybe it's fun but a cool band to make a little wager. We can't wait for the Monday Mandate. Shaggy's always on time. Tommy's always late.
Would you like a cup of tea?
Forget about the old place. Hey, we were number one in the text race. We don't miss all the commercial breaks, but we sure miss Nickelback today. We wanna hear some hot takes and we wanna hear Renee. Why not hold the neck up when I wanna kiss away? Beat us to tie a fire and remember that name. We love every goal song, but what about Amanda Games? Macramel, Rapaport, Dragger, Engineer. It ain't Christmas season, but they sound like reindeer. Button and my cousin and the tales of the North. All about him giving present, Dusty go forth. What say you? AM Nasty Crew. We got the Nielsen Show flu. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it.
Step closer to the hollow. The devil may care. If I showed you around my heart, would you mind if I shared to show you what's wrong with me? I will not change it. I will wait patiently while you get painted out.
7:07. We're rolling along here on the Nielsen Show. It is hour 2, presented by GameSense. With gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, gamble, use your game sense. It's Dave Jamieson. It's Hernan and Salas. It's Benny Thompson with you here on the morning show. I like this text. JMO, it says, where was Argentina's JMO after the game? He knows how to break up an old frack.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you would have been right in
where's
there.
the PR guy to step into that? Yeah.
Good stuff. Like always, hit us up on the Paris Jewelers inbox, 780-218-9999, the nasty chat, and thumbs up. Benny, can you see how many thumbs we have?
Yeah, let me check.
All right.
Sometimes you want to know,
Yeah, of
and
course.
other times you go,
whatever. But we have 68 thumbs.
okay.
Let's get to 100 here.
A little slow,
Well, that's okay.
Yeah, we got 2 hours to go. We need 200. Let's do it for JMO. There you go. Yeah, let's do it for JMO. All our guests are brought to you by the Firehouse Hotline at Firehouse Subs. All our subs freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy with 15 Firehouse Subs location across Edmonton and the greater area. It's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs, hot, hearty, made to satisfy. And joining us on the Firehouse Hotline, good friend of the show, Steve Sandra from CP, joining us here, the Canadian Press. Steve, really appreciate you getting up early to join us here, buddy. How you doing?
It's not that early for me. I'm kind of used to it, but yeah, it's all good. Still kind of coming down after a month and a week of the World Cup, and now just in that moment, getting ready, because this time next Sunday, I'll be in Budapest, and I'll be at F1. So
Wow, look at
week.
Steve, is there any way you can put up your volume on your end?
Is that better, guys?
Benny, is there something we can do there? Okay. That's fine. Steve, let's get to the game yesterday. It was a 1-0 win for Spain over Argentina. Very tactical, very patient game by the Spaniards. I mean, the job they did on Argentina, 0 shots on target for Argentina squad there. A great goal in extra time. But just what are your takeaways from that final we saw yesterday?
Well, I think a lot of questions are going to be asked about the way Argentina approached that game, right? Like, it's going to be, why did you even start with Alvarez and Messi as strikers, right? Like, why would you start with 2 strikers when you're clearly not going to go forward at all, right? When you're Argentina, where you're just trying to soak up pressure. Why would you not throw an extra midfielder or defender to really park the bus? Because that's what you're doing. It was such a negative game by Argentina that they were clearly trying to get this game into a one chance, maybe on the counter.
Yeah.
Get this extra time, soak up Spanish pressure. And, you can do that to a certain level, but not against a team as talented as the Spanish are, and a team that can hold the ball like the Spanish can. And Spain will just play a patient game and wait you out. Like, they'll just be like, okay, you're not going to see the ball, right? We're going to have 70, 80% of the ball. So we're not worried. And that's the reason no one could score on Spain during this tournament, was because they didn't have the ball at all. And so it kind of was a strategy that just played into Spain's strength, where they were like, all right, we're going to carve out chances here and there. You're not going to try to attack us. So why don't we just simply just keep going and be patient? And really, that game probably could have ended a lot earlier.
Right.
I don't think Spain's finishing was that great. I do think in extra time that Nico Williams goal that was chalked off for the, I would call it, marginal foul on Marino. Maybe some would argue no foul at all on Marino. I think there's a guy who is a defender on his back who's smaller than him. He shakes him off, then goes for a loose ball in the penalty area, never really touches the goalie, right? Like, he's just diving for a loose ball as any player who's hungry to score would. And then Nico Williams picks up the garbage and strokes it in the goal. I look at that, replays of that, and I'm like, I don't know how that goal doesn't count, right? And Argentina, but Spain just keep coming, right? Spain don't get discouraged. And, you start thinking, just at any time, does Argentina feel like they're the team of destiny with all of the breaks that they've got in this tournament? Do they feel like any boost? Do they feel like, okay, that goal got chalked off? We've survived this onslaught. Is there one chance for Messi or Alvarez to create something up front? And the answer was, outside of a last flurry in the last minute of the game, the answer was no. And I just don't think you go out the way. Like, when Canada went out of this tournament, and I was okay with it, understanding that you're going to play a certain way. You play to your style, you play to your identity, and you lose that way. When teams kind of make these radical changes to how they tactically approach the game for one game, it just doesn't work. Argentina is not a park the bus team. And then they park the bus in the final, and you're asking players to do something they're not used to doing, right? When does Argentina ever really need to play the way that they did on Sunday? They don't. And you're asking players to do something that's very unfamiliar to them. And it just was never going to be a winning strategy.
Steve, when you see how high, and I know you know this because you're deeply immersed in the sport and have, tremendous knowledge of it, how high the highest bar is with Spain, and then look where Canada is and look where the United States is, how do you narrow that gap? Or can you?
First off, we have to be like every other country in the world outside of North America and not expect parents to pay thousands of dollars to put their kids in soccer. We are the only two countries in the world, the States and us, that put spending on sport on the backs of parents. Pretty well every other country in the world. I'm not just talking soccer here.
Yes.
I think you can look at Norway at the Olympics. You look at you can look at other countries' success in other sports. When kids are welcomed into minor sports, when we start the grassroots, when we start developing players, we're not asking parents to travel the country for meaningless tournaments and spending thousands of dollars to put their kids in sport and then using that money to fund the upper tiers of the sport. In other parts of the world, sport is funded top down. So, for example, in England, if you want to look at how cheap it is for a young player to play minor soccer, and I've looked this up because I've written about this a lot for the Edmonton Journal. I write about the grassroots problems in soccer quite a bit and other sports as well. It's a passion of mine because my kids are involved, and I just see everything that we do is structured to rule out so many kids at such a young age because they can't afford to play or their parents can't get the vacation time needed to take them to some tournament in Kamloops on the weekend because mom and dad may work in a job that requires them to work on the weekend and they can't schlep them out somewhere. And we are so worried in this country about parents beating their breasts and saying, our kids play rep sports. Look, I'm wearing this jacket because my 9-year-old played in the brick tournament, which is, meaningless. Did I just say that out loud? But I'm talking about even the soccer level. We're putting our kids through a lot of meaningless pay-to-play initiatives when we really need to be focusing on how do we get all sorts of kids playing. And I guess go back to the England example. The Premier League, the teams, I think, over the last 2 years, paid about over $1 billion US, the equivalent of about over $1 billion US, to minor soccer in England so kids can play for a much lower cost. So imagine if in North America we realize that top sport has to subsidize the lower sport. And let's say the Oilers, who are like the third most, and I'm using a hockey example because we don't have an example in Canada with soccer because the Canadian Premier League is losing money hand over fist. But if teams in Europe, they'll pay taxes, and that especially goes to soccer, right? They don't use that to fix the roads. They don't use that for military spending. The money the sports teams pay back into the system goes specifically to those sports so kids can play. And they get professional coaches at a young age. No volunteer coaches. Right? We somehow we glamorize volunteerism in Canada, right? It's the Tim Hortons ad, right? Where we talk about, isn't it great that dad or that mom who picks up the pencil or picks up the clipboard and the bag of balls to coach the 8-year-olds? Well, I ask you, would you trust a volunteer for your kindergarten kid or for your grade 1 class? But yet when we instruct kids in sports, we're okay with it. We're okay with people who know literally nothing about the game or about teaching these sports to our kids because they'll do it. And it's wonderful that they do. Don't get me wrong. I'm not poo-pooing volunteers. But when we're asking parents to fundraise incessantly, to pay lots of money, to simply have their neighbor coach their kids, well, no matter what Canada does or the United States does in soccer, we're never going to get better. We're never going to get to that level. When you look at development models in Europe and you look at development models in South America, and people will say, oh, it's because there's choice here. More kids play other sports. Well, that's not true because in Europe, they have elite sports in other levels too. Like they don't just like soccer, right? How many European players are in the NBA? How much times do you see other, I said Norway won the Olympics, if you want to put it that way, right? They do play other sports. But we have a system where we load everything onto the parents' backs. Kids who can't afford to play are shut out of the game at a very young age. And sure, there's programs and stuff like Jumpstart, which is wonderful, Kids Sport, which is wonderful. But they don't meet the whole demand of of the kids who are shut out of the sport. And they don't meet the demand of giving kids the education they need in the sport at a young age, because we're still leaving way too much at the feet of volunteers.
Steve Sander from Post Media Edmonton Journal joining us here on the Nielsen Show. Steve, one last one for you. We're assuming, but I think it's a pretty fair assumption. It's the end of an era for the Ronaldo's, Messi's, Modric, Neymar's of the world when it comes to World Cup soccer play. How will you remember this era of soccer? Because we've seen some great players. Some consider them the GOATs. Depends who you ask or how old you are and how you're going to stack your favorite players or the best players in the world of soccer. But those four players specifically, how will you remember them in this era of soccer that we just saw?
Well, I think Messi right away goes on that Mount Rushmore with the light of he goes up there with Pele and Puskás and you talk about the greatest player and Cruyff, the greatest players of all time, right? I think that he goes on that statue, and there's no question about it. Messi was different, and I would rate Modric ahead of Ronaldo, simply because I think you look at Messi and Modric, and the mark of generational players is not just how good they were, but how did they make the team around them better, right? And I think outside of this final, I think you look at the semifinal, and Messi had to turn provider and move out to the right side and do something that was outside of what would be his comfort zone, and he sets up 2 goals. I think that with Messi, you look at something that was very special. It'll be like how Oilers fans will look at the Connor McDavid era and say, I got to see him play live in his prime. And understanding how special that is. I think, but I laugh and I say, he's getting better with age, it seems. So, he says it's his last one. We all think it's his last one, but he's Benjamin Button, right? Like, I mean, he's like maybe 43, he's better. I think Ronaldo, is a polarizing figure more than the other two. I think he's been a wonderful individual player. People will forget he didn't really have that much of a role in Portugal's win of Euros. And you can argue that at times, like even in this World Cup, should Ronaldo have been on the pitch? Did he get in the way? And I kind of look at it in the last couple of years of Christine Sinclair's run with the Canadian women's national team, where in pursuing records and pursuing the legacy, was this actually getting in the way of the team's development? Because you had an aging player, probably should have been used in a substitute role or in a different role, was almost slowing down the team. And I think in this World Cup, I would argue that Ronaldo slowed down his team. I don't think that was the case with Modric. I don't think that was the case with Messi. And I think I think any debate of that silly Messi-Ronaldo debate that existed is over. I think we all know who the GOAT is, outside of maybe someone who's got some deep personal national team passions. But I think anyone would look at the game and say, here's this kid who shouldn't have even been playing sports, this smallish kid who had to get surgeries done just to get him to the point where he was a little bit less than average in stature, turned into the best player in the world. And I think he's an inspiration for legions of kids and legions of players, saying, yeah, you don't have to be the biggest, fastest, or strongest. You need to be the smartest, and you need to be the most skillful. And I think that's something as well when we talk about Canadian development. We need to get back into what builds soccer IQ, what makes a soccer player over an athlete. And they're two different things. And Messi, you can see there's times he knows when to conserve energy out there. He knows when not to fly about the pitch and run and chase lost causes. He knows, I'm not going to do that. And then when he strikes, he strikes.
Steve, great stuff as always. Safe travels. Enjoy Hungary there, my friend, in the F1 race. And
no kidding.
We'll get you on the flip side to get a recap of your trip, buddy. Thanks again.
all good. All good.
Thanks, Steve.
All right, Steve Sander from Post Media, Edmonton Journal. They're joining us to recap a fantastic World Cup. The final game wasn't as exciting, but it was a 1-0 win for Spain over Argentina. We still need 3 questions. For 3 questions too many, send those to the Parachuters inbox. 780-218-9999. Portions of this hour brought to you by Hammer Injury Law. Rick Mallett has once again been recognized by Best Lawyers for 2026, continuing a distinction he has received every year since the founding of Hammer Injury Law. Serious injuries need the hammer. Visit hammerinjurylaw.ca or call 1-855-98 Hammer. All right, boys, we got to get to our Play Alberta early bird bet of the day. Not a lot of sports going on. We got some
quiet.
What's that?
It's a little quiet, but we need we need this time to reset.
Yes,
We got to reset.
we got to reset. So whoever wants to kick it off, just spit it out.
I always follow on these.
Okay, I'm gonna go Blue Jays Rays. I know Cease is on the mound, but I'm gonna take the over at -102 of 7.5 runs.
Ooh.
So what we need is a 5-4 game. Let's go. Or 5-3.
Or 5-3.
Or
7-1.
I'm going under.
Or 8-0.
What? 8-0 Jays?
Yeah. Why not?
What do you got,
based
Jay?
on recent, based on recent, I'm going under and Rays.
We can't do both.
Can't
You
do
can only
both?
pick one.
Jays.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can pick money line or the spread.
Spread.
Okay, for who?
Jays.
Jays, okay. And Benny?
Well, let's just continue the madness.
Yes.
Is Ernie playing today? I think Ernie's playing today.
You better.
Ernie on base. 1 hit.
It's a fairly safe bet, eh?
Keep it safe. This it won't be too high of a number, but you got this. You guys already went, the spread and the
Clement,
the over.
1 hit.
1 hit.
1 hit.
I like it. Okay, there you have it. Early bid bet of the day. Over 7.5 runs. Jays to cover. Clement, 1 hit.
I would not have foreseen this period for the Jays, hey, given what they have at their disposal for offense.
It's been so disappointing. I mean, there is runway here. We had Ian Harrison on last Friday, and he goes, there is runway left for them, but they got to get going here. And not a good start. Dropping 2 of 3 to the now first place leading AL Central White Sox, which is a bit of a surprise too.
Oh, just a touch.
So interesting times for the Blue Jays. It's just after last fall, like there's so many expectations, and maybe they were a 1-hit wonder, JMO. Maybe that's the reality of the situation. We've seen this before in sport.
Oh, many times.
Yeah,
many
so
times.
Maybe they're not as good as we thought they were.
Still, I'd rather be in the Jay fandom than a New York Met.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, you may not like where your team is at currently. You could be the New York Mets.
What's the longest playoff drought in MLB?
Drought. Marlins have been in recently.
I was going to say the Pirates, but I think they played a wild card game.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
Rockies.
Oh, sorry. This is longest active. Or you're looking for all time?
No, active.
And just active.
Active. Okay. The Angels.
Yeah.
11 seasons.
Wow.
Second, Pirates.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I was.
And then you got Rockies at 7, Nationals 6. So, and the White Sox at 5.
God, I can forget the Nationals. Like, seriously, there are teams in MLB, and if you're not following it and sort of living in MLB every day, like outside of the Jays, there are teams that I truly can forget about.
But you look at the Angels, like forgotten out there on the West Coast with one of the best players of this time in Trout. It almost seems like a disservice right now.
Well, sure it is.
They had Ohtani.
Yes, they did, and let him walk.
Man, that's fascinating.
Yeah, it is.
You think Mike Trout, it seems like he's a great guy, loyal, but at one point he's going to be like, guys.
And he's going to wait too long.
Yeah.
Yes.
To become a Yankee or a Dodger.
Yes.
Right? Because,
Hey,
Yeah.
at least you can look at it this way. In the MLB right now, it seems pretty, you know where to go to ring chase.
Oh, sure.
It's not like the NHL when, a guy's late in his career, hasn't won a cup, and he's trying to pick his team. I think in the MLB right now, it's pretty obvious. There's like 2 or 3 teams you go to, and you have a good chance.
But he will go in the Hall. And
Yes.
and indisputably, he is one of baseball's great of the era he has played in. And it often happens around Hall of Fame debates is, how many rings you got?
Yeah.
Well, on this one, I think the baseball gods are going to go, Mike, come on in.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
We understand
Yeah.
you played in a really bad or for a very bad franchise.
Like that scene in what's that movie with Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and Robin Williams?
Good Will Hunting?
Yeah. It's not your fault.
Yeah, it's not your fault. You did your best, and we acknowledge that. We see it.
So I just looked it up. The Angels are currently last in all of MLB.
Sure.
39 wins.
Now, you can't move over to the team in the same city
I mean, why not?
area.
I'm sure the Dodgers are like, sure.
We'll find
take
a
it.
spot. They always do.
They
hey?
always find a way.
We'll send you Teoscar and
Yeah.
another.
Come on.
Yeah. Oh, man, that's fascinating. Trout chose to get paid. He signed while in-house. He knew that he knew what he was getting from his organization. I mean, fair enough.
And I don't believe this to be true, but there could be, maybe Trout is wired where, and this is not what I'm about to say is not a ringing endorsement, and from all accounts sounds like a terrific guy, character guy, like of all the right stuff, where he goes, I'm getting mine.
Yeah.
I'm getting paid. I'm getting the adulation.
I'm on the West Coast.
I like the lifestyle. This works for me. I don't want the heat of being a Dodger. I don't want the heat of being a New York Yankee.
And then maybe he thinks 1 year we're gonna smack. 1 year it's gonna come all together for us.
Sure. Okay.
It's such a I'm gonna have an Angels guest on because I'm fascinated by this team.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not fascinated. I'm just intrigued.
Can you be comfortable in losing? We like to think as outsiders, well, how could you not? You've got to burn with the intensity.
But
pursuing championships. But maybe there are guys that go, I'm all right. I made it.
Getting paid.
We always talk about great players, the elite of the elite, and
Yes.
how much they hate losing. But sometimes when you look at Troy, you're like, he might just be okay with it. Like he's like, I play a kid's game, make a ton load of money. My family's good. That's all I need.
Yeah. Got to sit him down and do that one-on-one.
Like Casino Dealer Jay says, I'm sure he's not suffering. No, he's fine.
No, he's fine. We don't worry about his condition in life, but it does beg the question. And he'll never go, yeah, you know what? Angels Nation, whoever, all 12 people that are in Angels Nation.
Yep.
I hate to break it to you, but I'm okay.
Yeah. I'm good. All right, let's get to coming up. Chris Trevler, former CFLer, is going to join us here. Lots to get to.
And NFLer.
Oh, that's right. Yes,
come on
yes. And we'll get to, that's good for the Italian Center. But first up, Sports Update brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki. Visit them at 983 First Street in Sherwood Park. It's Dave Jamieson, Hernan and Salas here live from the Popeyes studio on the Nielsen Show. We're back with Chris Trevler after a short break. Here's Benny Thompson with your Sports Update.
Spain are back on top of the soccer world, capturing their second ever World Cup title with a 1-0 win in extra time over Argentina. Ferran Torres was the difference maker, scoring the lone goal of the match in the 106th minute. In the CFL, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers outlasted the Ottawa Red Blacks 36-34 in overtime. Drew Brown threw for 317 yards against his former club, while Ty White led the receiving corps with 97 yards. Heartbreaking news from the CFL. Saskatchewan Roughriders linebacker Jaden Dahlke has died following a car accident while returning from the team's bye week. Dalkey was 30 years old. Saskatchewan returns to action Thursday night when they host the Edmonton Elks. On the diamond, the Blue Jays wrapped up their series with a 3-0 loss to the White Sox, dropping 2 of 3. Toronto begins a series against the Rays tonight with Dylan Cease taking the mound against Nick Martinez. First pitch is scheduled for 5:07. More sad news from the baseball world as two-time World Series champion and former Blue Jays reliever Dwayne Ward passed away over the weekend at the age of 62. The Edmonton Riverhawks were also on the wrong side of the scoreboard Sunday, falling 8-2 to the Port Angeles Lefties. They return to Remax Field tonight to open a series against the Kamloops North Paws. First pitch is at 7:05, and you can hear the game live on Edmonton Sports Talk's audio streams. Over the Open Championship, Ryan Fox captured the championship after finishing at 10 under par. Corey Connors was the top Canadian, ending the week tied for 14th at 4 under. And finally, former Oilers goaltender Jack Campbell has announced his retirement from professional hockey. The 34-year-old is transitioning into a career as a performance coach.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a figure skater. He wears like a white outfit and he does interpretive ice dances to my life's journey.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
It's the Halloo Crew. Normally, my show was happening. Here we go, we got station brew. Money Orlando, got one too. It's the Halloo Crew. Don't ask what second mind I do. Intellectual feels that's true. They can surely out with that glue. Keep the cover diesel. Come back because the legal. Your name after so sequel. Laughing just like we will. We can play together. Check the slow back to the middle. Take notice, it's like a long hour. Gold or maybe silver. It's the Halloo Crew. The story about tomorrow. Doing a cameo sometime from morning radio. Halloo Crew, from Cat, from Prairie, Whitefield, Orlando, the north side, Normandy. Schadenfreude, the happiness of others they avoid. They take pleasure in your hemorrhoid. Your misery makes them overjoyed.
Back here on the Nielsen Show, Dave Jamieson, Hernan Salas filling in for Dustin Nielson and Lieutenant Eric. Lieutenant Eric returns tomorrow, as does producer YouTube Trev, Benny Thompson, and the technical desk, like our good buddy Reed Wilkins like to say. We're coming to you live from the Popeyes studio here. Like always, hit us up on the Paris Studios inbox, 780-218-9999 on the Nasty Chat. And of course, if you're listening on Cruise FM 95.7, Edmonton sportslog.com, iHeart, TuneIn Radio, we say hello. And very excited for our next guest, our first opportunity to talk to Chris Streveler, former CFLer, former NFLer, as he joins us on the Firehouse Hotline. Chris, how you doing?
What's up, fellas? Hey, next man up. Good to talk with you guys.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Hey, that's where I wanted to start from this past week. Next man up. Nathan Rourke goes down early in that game on the second play of the game, and Chase Bryce comes in. And you're a former quarterback. You started games. You came off the bench. Just because Bryce, 4 INTs, struggled for a large part of that game. I give credit to JC Sherrod because every second and long, he just sent the house at him, making the young man make some quick reads there. But I wanted to ask you, Chris, how difficult is it for a young quarterback to come in under those circumstances? Because it's easy for us to sit here and be like, man, he was bad, but it's a tough job in the CFL.
it's a tough job, but it is the job, right? And I think from his perspective, he's gotten in kind of at the end of a lot of games for mop-up duties, but this was really like his first real game experience. And like you said, man, shout out to Edmonton and JC Sherritt. They brought the house a couple times, then they acted like they were going to bring it and ended up backing out. And that's tough on a guy who just hasn't had a ton of game reps. You know, the one thing I could say that was positive about what Chase Bryce did is I didn't see him losing confidence, right? Like he throws three, he's still slinging it. He's rolling out to his left, throws a left-handed pass, put him in a position to have a drive to go win the game there at the end. They just couldn't get it done. So, you know, if you're the BC Lions, you're going to have to roll with him again this week. So how do you tailor your game plan to things that he likes, he feels comfortable with? I put something out on social media this past week how when you're the number 2 guy, you're not really getting a ton of reps in practice. So he'll have a full week of practice under his belt, really be able to tailor that game plan to what he feels comfortable with. And, you know, I think he'll be able to have some more success this week just having that full week of preparation as the guy.
Chris, when you watch Drew Brown running the Bomber offense now, and you go, God, this is, I mean, if you have to think about life without Zach Collaros, at some point they'll have to. Drew Brown just seems like this is, you know, it fits like a glove. Give me your assessment of what you've seen with him back in Winnipeg.
Well, 2 wins and 2 games over 300 yards. That's a pretty strong first couple games there. And look, it's obviously got to help going back to a place where he's comfortable with the boys in the locker room. He's got some familiarity with the way that a lot of those guys move. And then going back to his former offensive coordinator, Tommy Condell, I mean, you really can't have a better setup for a guy who's been in that building for a couple weeks to be able to immediately step in and play. And look, I think we all understand that when Zach's back and healthy, it's still going to be his team. He's going to go back in there. But if you're the Bombers thinking about the future, you've got Drew Brown. You've still got Elgzema, who's going to be your kind of developmental guy where he'll be that next man up after Drew. They're in a great position as an organization and really have some good young players that they can build around once this next phase of veteran leaders kind of starts to phase out of their team. They're in a good spot.
Chris Drevler, former CFLer and NFLer, joining us here on the Nielsen Show. Let's stick with that game that we saw yesterday, Chris. And I mean, the Ottawa Red Blacks, man, 0-6, a tough one to lose last night. You know, I know you're on the Bombers teams. You know, they were always good when you were there. But for a team like the Red Blacks, what's the next move here? Is it going to MBT? Jake Maier was just fine yesterday. I mean, unfortunate there on that last pass attempt on the 2-point conversion. But what do you see from the Ottawa Red Blacks? And is it time to go to MBT?
I mean, yeah, 0-6 going into the bye week. Everyone's going to have to take a look in the mirror and do some soul searching here and figure out, okay, how do we want to finish these last 12 games, right? We put some good stuff on tape and let the chips fall where they may. Look, in the media, everyone always wants to say, oh, the team's 0-6. Look at the quarterback.
Yeah.
The quarterback is not the issue. The quarterback is not the issue. He can't get a stop in the fourth quarter for that defense. They got to get a stop. They've had no run game all season. Yeah. He throws for 344 yards last night and a touchdown. Yeah, we can look at the last play of the game and say, you know, tight ball, fits it in a tight window. I didn't see anybody else that was glaringly wide open on that play. So, I mean, it's so easy to point to the quarterback, but I don't watch that game and say Jake Maier's not good. Like, he's not getting it done. Mm-hmm. Their team is just not putting together games. I mean, their offensive line isn't blocking. I mean, you can point at every single position on this team and say, hey, more plays need to be made. So, I mean, yeah, you can make the move to MBT if you want, but I don't necessarily think that's going to solve the issue. I think we need to just look in the mirror, get back to the drawing board. And I mean, if you're Ottawa, like, I'd still roll with Jake. Like, I don't think he's the glaring issue there.
Trey Ford leads Hamilton to a win. When you watch Trey Ford, do you see signs of him evolving as a quarterback, not just a guy running who is playing quarterback? Like, is he filling out his skill set?
Yeah, sorry. I've been standing on the table all season saying, hey, they got to use this guy, right? He is such an explosive player. How he wasn't their wedge guy to start the year and have like a package of plays, kind of like what I did in Winnipeg. Like, obviously you've brought this guy in to kind of be the next guy up after Bo. So let's start working him into the offense and starting to develop a package of plays around his immediate skill set and get him reps in games so he can continue to develop. Look, when you look at what he did this weekend, he goes for over 200 yards, over 100 yards on the ground, a touchdown. Like, was he perfect throwing the ball? No. I mean, he short hopped a couple balls, missed a couple passes, but he was able to use his legs to extend drives. And because of that, that affects the way that defenses can play in the back end. When you have a guy like that who can scramble around, guys in the back end are going to step up and it's going to open up shots down the field. And I think you saw that come to fruition. And I think as they continue to build their offense around his skill set, he's going to continue to develop, get more and more comfortable. And obviously they've got a big test on the road this week going to Montreal.
And speaking of Montreal, Chris, Davis Alexander, I know we always say Nathan Rourke's probably the best quarterback in the CFL, but I got to say, Davis Alexander, 400 yards, 3 touchdowns over the weekend against a good Calgary team. He might be taking over that number one position when it comes to quarterbacks in the CFL. This guy's just an absolute dog.
Yeah, I put that on social media this weekend. I mean, when you watch the way that he plays the game in rhythm, obviously he's great from the pocket, but what he does best is those off-schedule plays, being able to extend with his legs and then push the ball down the field. And then the other step of development that I've seen from him is obviously last year with the hamstring, seemed like he was banged up, been a little bit banged up this year. When I watched him play this week, I just felt like he was in complete control of the game and the decisions he was making, understanding, hey, I need to go head first and try to get a first down here at a crucial moment. And hey, there's been an illegal contact downfield. Let me just dip out of bounds because I know we got an automatic first down. Like, that's a guy that's seeing the field at a tremendous rate, and to have every single game over 300 yards, the way that he's continuing to lead that team and win games, I don't know how you can argue for anybody else to be the best guy in the league right now.
Chris, I love your analysis that you're sharing with people like me, with, fans of the CFL and the sport generally. Are you watching football with different eyes now? You played it, so obviously your understanding is, PhD level, but now you're explaining it to others. Are you watching games differently?
Yeah, well, I love articulating the game. I'm actually at the park right now. I'm about to go coach one of my guys that's going to college. So I've been coaching quarterbacks out in Arizona for about 5 years now. So being able to articulate the game and explain some of my knowledge and perspective is something I've always been very passionate about. In terms of a different lens, obviously I'm taking the blue and gold off as much as I can and trying to look at it from an unbiased perspective. And, where I always try to come from, man, is like, I'm always going to try to side with quarterbacks and be positive, because there's so many people that, want to rag on the quarterbacks and want to be negative at times. So I try to look at it as glass half full, and man, I'm just really enjoying sharing my knowledge of the game and trying to bring as much positive light to the CFL as I can, especially down here in the States and wherever I can, just because, man, it's such a great game. It's so exciting. And I mean, when you look at this past week's slate of games, every single game came down to the last drive. Like, you can't ask for better football than that. So yeah, I put out YouTube videos every week. I've been active on social media. So if anyone out there wants to check out the analysis and show support, man, it's just Chris Streveler, and I appreciate you guys.
Chris, I think it's only a matter of time before we see you on the booth or on the panel on TSN there, man.
Let's hope.
Well, I hope to be doing some broadcasting. That's why I just kind of started doing this. I'm like, you know what? At the very least, let me start getting some reps, start putting myself out there, and opportunities will present themselves.
It's working.
Yes, it is. Great stuff, Chris. All the best, man. Dusty and the boys will be back for your next hit. Thanks again, bud.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Talk soon.
Thanks,
All right.
Chris.
Former CFLer, NFLer, Chris Streveler joining us on the Firehouse Hotline. Fantastic.
We've said it before. Whatever is, and we're not here to tell TSN how to do their jobs. Well, okay, you are. But you look at the talent coming in the broadcast. I mean, in Milt Stiegel, I love, and he's obviously been there for a very long time. Davis Sanchez, who I know and worked with. They've got great people.
Lapo's great.
But Streveler, Bo Levi, there are options now. Hey, when they add that 10th team, we're going to have more games.
100%. And Luke Wilson and Dusty, I think.
Wilson, yes.
And listen, this is not a shot at Rod Smith or the Suits. They're all great. Mm-hmm. But the best duo right now in the CFL is Luke Wilson and Dustin.
Well, they do a great job.
Fantastic.
It's hard. I mean, getting chemistry in broadcasting or a lot of things in life is difficult. It doesn't just happen. But they've done it rather quickly.
Yeah, and Chris can break down the game as well as Luke does.
Yes.
A great personality, as you can tell. He's fired up.
Yeah, I get the feeling he enjoys life.
Yeah, so
I get the feeling.
So TSN, Eddie, if you're listening, give Strevs a call.
Oh,
here.
I'm sure the numbers have been exchanged.
And you know what? On the Ottawa Red Blacks question, JMO, I mean, you're no stranger to the CFL,
right? Yes.
When a team is struggling, and I lived it in 3 bad years with the Elks in terms of on the field product, the first move and the easiest move is always the quarterback. That's why I ask it.
Yes, and or the coach.
Yes.
But I know what you're saying.
Because I agree. I think Jake Mayer's done enough to win games. But
he's not the issue. But someone has to pay.
Exactly.
It sounds like those are the conversations that I guarantee you, Sean Burke, who I know, the GM there, and Ryan Dinwiddie, they're having, though, an ownership. What is it, OSEG out there that owns the Red Blacks? That stuff was happening last night. and early today.
Especially going into the bye week. What do we do?
Yes.
Do we move away from Jake Maier when he's, I mean, let's be fair. He's part of the issue, but he's probably down the list of issues. Why don't we run the ball with Ryan Dinwiddie?
And sometimes
why isn't Gino getting the ball?
Someone pays the price who isn't necessarily the problem. You just, you get caught, in the gunfire, so to speak. And it's not fair.
No.
It's not nice, but it's not a pleasant business.
It's not. It's pro sports, man.
Sure.
Like Chris said off the hub, next man up. And if it's MBT,
okay, over to you.
Yeah, because you're not firing Ryan Dinwiddie. You just hired the guy
and gave him all the power.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah. So he's got to eat a lot of this. Sorry, who's the gentleman?
Sean Burke.
Sean Burke.
Yeah, he has been the GM, and they've got a different title. They've
moved things around,
parsed it up a bit.
Yeah, it's interesting. And I look at Davis Alexander on the flip side, man. Like, where did this guy come from? And that's what I love about the CFL.
But look what the Montreal Alouettes have done.
Yeah.
And I think they're doing it. I know they're doing something similar here in Edmonton. They're well led, stable ownership. Danny Machocha, whether you like him in this market or not, knows how to get stuff done in the CFL. Jason Moss, head coach. Consistency. Find a quarterback, develop quarterback, have some interchangeable parts, good O-line, good local, good Canadian talent. Machocha knows that. Look what's happening in Edmonton.
You're right. Like, before Fajardo got hurt in Montreal and Davis Alexander came in, I can guarantee you no one knew who he was outside of Montreal. No. I didn't know who Davis. I was like, who's this guy? And then, boom, first game, okay.
Well, the head coach kind of knows a thing or two about the position.
Yes, 100%. But what I'm saying is, under the radar signing.
Oh, sure.
Right? Like, no one really knew who he was. And now for me, he's the star of the CFL. He is fantastic.
He's not the highest paid quarterback, but he is the guy playing quarterback who probably has earned the salary of the highest paid. He's the best quarterback of the moment in the CFL.
And a great personality.
Yeah.
Like, compared to Ricky Ray, where Ricky Ray was quiet, very calm. They didn't show a lot of emotion, where Davis Alexander is the complete opposite.
Yeah, it shows all of the emotions.
Comes out with the muscle
both his
shirt.
own and probably a bunch of other people's. Well, and the guy we just had on here, Chris Trevler.
Yeah, exactly.
Different kind of energy, but still highly likable.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Yes.
Side note, Ricky Ray, my favorite Elk double E player of all time. Number 2, Mobley.
Okay.
Those are my top 2 of all time. Top 2, JMO.
And to your point on Ricky, sometimes you couldn't, I would say to him, kidding, of course, can you blink your eyes or just breathe so I know you're alive?
Yeah.
Because there was zero emotion some days.
He can throw the ball.
Yes.
That's all that mattered.
Just a bit.
Let's get to that's good for the Italian Center Shop. Check out their Massimo Heat and Serve meals made fresh daily, ready for you to take home to heat and serve. You can get individual and family size. Guys, I'm going to go with that's good. An announcement that was made over the weekend. UFC returning to Edmonton. I think it's such a cool event every time they come to Edmonton. UFC is huge.
Of course it is. Yes.
It's
I've never been. There's probably a couple of boxes now that we're talking about it that I should check. Would be an event like this and a heavyweight bout.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I went to we were at 1260. I got a media pass, so I sat right in the front.
Oh,
wow. It's so different there. Like, you hear the punches and the kicks, and you're just like watching it on TV or up in the
yeah.
It's just so different. But UFC is so huge. It's bigger than boxing. It's they got fantastic fighters. It's an event. People all over.
They are athletes.
Yes.
Just so we're all clear.
People all over the world watch UFC. Right? Because there's fighters from all over the world.
Yes.
And to come to Edmonton again, I think it's awesome. And that's what I love about it. It gives Edmonton eyes on Edmonton. We have a great it's a great arena. Let's be honest. It is fantastic. I don't know if the card was announced. Probably not because it's
no. That would come later.
Yeah,
it?
but for the UFC to come in October, like I'll be honest, JMO, I don't care who's on the card. I want to go.
Yeah, well,
I'm a casual UFC guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there will be those, and when the card is announced, who will say, okay, this is meh, or it's fantastic, or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's the spectacle. It's the spectacle.
Yes.
And, we just came through a month and whatever of soccer. And I'm going to take a stab here, Hernan. There were a lot of people that really could have cared less about the sport. North America and, maybe some elsewhere. But it's the spectacle of seeing something that big and that important. And it's not dissimilar with UFC.
Well, 46,000 to watch Canada, Uzbekistan on a day where it rained all day.
Because you want to be part of something big, communal, hopefully joyous.
So you would go?
Yeah, I would go. I'm not an athletic snob, if I will.
Yeah.
I won't go to that unless it's Game 7 of the Stanley Cup. No. That's not how I consume sports.
Yeah.
I would go with sort of non-judgmental eyes.
Of course.
I'd be looking at the production. Well, wow, this, that's cooler. Look how they did that.
Just because when I went, I was watching Buffer, like in between the fights, and he is a fascinating guy to watch. Like how he gets himself
Bruce
psyched
or Michael? Bruce?
Is it, who does UFC?
I think it's Bruce.
Yeah.
The brother. I mean, Mike is
but he's awesome. Like between fight, he's stretching, he's walking around strutting, like just getting himself pumped. Like it's
part
awesome.
of the show.
Yeah. Benny, would you go?
I want to, but I will be working that night.
Let me guess. Oilers
pre and post, baby.
They're obviously on the road.
They're on the road in Utah. 8 o'clock. Well, actually,
say.
9 o'clock start, I believe, that night.
Yes. What? Yeah, no time change in Utah. Hey, they're just rolling the way they used to.
They're rolling the way they used to.
We're going to get to 9 o'clock games later.
Oh yeah, there's 7 9 o'clock games for the Oilers. And for people asking, it's because we're not rolling back the clock in November. Plain and simple.
Correct.
Yes. So now Hockey Night in Canada, November on, will start at 6 o'clock Edmonton time.
Okay.
Not 5. The way it is, Jamie.
Get used to it.
Get used to it.
Right.
And it's a Saturday, 9 o'clock. You're not doing anything. Come on. It's just an hour.
What else are we doing here?
Yeah. I want to go to UFC. Like you said, Jabo. I might not be able to go to another match again.
That's the way you have to look at it.
Yeah.
You're never coming back. I mean, we'll come back, but you.
Yeah.
I may never see this again. Grab it. Do it.
It's going to be great. Can't wait.
It's going to be.
Well, Benny, he's asked you to Trev to fill in.
I could.
Oh, I was
Because
going to say pull rank, but he's the
Yeah.
on the depth chart.
Yes. I could do that.
Coop will not because Coop's going. He's a big UFC guy.
okay, so he's already
Coop
in.
will be there with the media pass if he can, and that'll be everything.
But I'm intrigued with our Nasties and our listeners and our viewers. Would you go to UFC? Like, because for a lot of people, it's just a casual sporting event, but would you go because it's UFC and you don't know when it's coming back?
Yeah. I think that's part of it. That's part of the intrigue for me is like you have no idea if it's going to come back or not.
I might go and not
cool.
know who's fighting in the main event, but I still want to be there.
My buddies and I were literally talking. I think it was the last fight, the one that McGregor lost. He was like, if they come back to Edmonton, man, we gotta go. Yeah, 100%. Sure enough, they announced it a couple days later.
Conor McGregor, old guy, fighting another guy. Who did he fight again?
Max Holloway.
Max Holloway. 2 older guys in the sport.
Sure.
I was out and about that day, and everywhere I went, so you go get a beer, groups of people, young and old, were like, where are you going for the fight? Where are you going for the fight? That's how big UFC is. And I guarantee you those people don't watch UFC every weekend.
No. But it cuts through the landscape, right? Of all the options and things that we could spend our time watching, when UFC comes on, even someone who doesn't know, the minutia of it, they go, yeah, I'll give you 3 hours of my time to check out that spectacle.
Yeah. I'd go to UFC if Hernan was the referee. Ooh, I don't know about that.
VAR.
This one says Hernan boxing is still way bigger than UFC.
But
I'll be honest, Jamo, maybe I'm not looking at the right things, but I never see marketing or an announcement for the big boxing. I don't know when they are, unless Gager tells me, because Gager likes boxing.
And I love when I stumble across boxing, you know, in my travels, I always watch.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, I guess because of my age, you know, I come from a time, you know, Ali and Frazier and on and on and on and Lennox Lewis and all of that, back to a time when the heavyweights kind of ruled the world.
Were the show.
They were the best of the best in the sporting landscape. You knew who the heavyweights were. Everything stopped for a title fight. Everything stopped, certainly for Ali and all of that. Olympics, boxing was the preeminent sport, or one of, you know, like separate from the rest. I just don't get that sense anymore. But again, in the numbers that matter, eyeballs, revenue, all that kind of stuff, I can't argue on that front because I don't know them.
And UFC has an event like every weekend.
Yeah.
Right? Where boxing, I mean, it's sad to say, but the times I've tuned into boxing, it's been Jake Paul, and that makes me very sad.
Well, it should. That's not the sport.
No, I know, but it makes me sad because it's a spectacle. And I don't want to miss out on watching Mike Tyson.
Not necessarily in a good way. You know, like spectacle, that sort of freak show stuff.
Yes.
As opposed to, you know, again, pick a heavyweight bout of recent vintage that you would have gone, whatever I'm doing today that I had scheduled, I'm canceling because I have to watch that.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. Like, it makes me sad that guy makes me tune into Netflix to watch him fight Mike Tyson. It makes me sad because
Happy to take your money.
I did tune into some fights, boxing fights, because Gager told me about some fights that I should watch, and they were legitimate boxers, and I've enjoyed the production. It's great.
Sure.
It's not UFC production like. It's more like, let's just get to the boxing.
Giving Max Kellerman on a fight?
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Jim Lampley back in the day?
So, like, not that I'm saying that, but I think we all have to agree UFC's kind of taken over.
I think so.
Right?
It's moved up the depth chart.
For sure.
Starting to.
All right. You know what we need, guys?
Sure.
We need 3 questions for 3 questions too many. Send those into the Paris Shooters inbox, 780-218-9999. We also need someone for kind of easy trivia. All you got to say is, or all you got to text into the Paris Shooters inbox at 780-218-9999 is pick me Benny. If it doesn't have Benny on the text, he will not select you. Is that fair?
I take Bradbury.
That's fair.
Jamo's got 5 questions for you. We're
And
going to
not
keep
a
this.
single Oilers question, so be warned.
Hint, there was a World Cup game yesterday.
Sure, okay, if you say so.
This hour was presented by GameSense. When gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your GameSense. Up next, kind of easy trivia, 3 questions too many, followed by our buddy Joaquin Gage at 8:30, and then the wrap for William Huff. The sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and the surrounding area since 1993. Doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff at Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're back for the 3rd hour on the Nielsen Show. It's Dave Jamieson, Hernan Salas here. If you're listening on 95.7 Cruise FM, iHeart, TuneIn Radio, we say hello. Don't go anywhere. Slide on over, give us a thumbs up. And if you're watching on YouTube, slam that thumbs up. We'd like to get to 200. Hour 3 of the Nielsen Show on the other side of the break.
has claimed its second FIFA World Cup title, defeating Argentina 1-0 in extra time on Sunday. Ferran Torres scored the golden goal in the 106th minute to lift Spain to the championship. In the CFL, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers escaped Ottawa with a 36-34 overtime win over the Red Blacks. Drew Brown threw for 317 yards against his former team, while Tim White placed the Bombers' receiving core with 97 yards. The CFL community is also mourning the loss of Saskatchewan Roughriders linebacker Jane Dahlke, who passed away in a car accident while returning from the club's bye week. He was 30 years old. The Roughriders are set to host the Edmonton Elks on Thursday night. Back to baseball, the Blue Jays were blanked 3-0 by the White Sox, dropping the weekend series. Toronto opens a 4-game set against the Rays tonight, with Dylan Cease getting a start against Nick Martinez. First pitch is at 5:07. More sad news from the baseball world as former Blue Jays reliever and two-time World Series champion Dwayne Ward passed away over the weekend at the age of 62. The Edmonton Riverhawks couldn't complete the series win in Port Angeles, falling 8-2 to the Lefties on Sunday. They're back at Remax Field tonight to welcome the Kamloops Northpaws. First pitch is set for 7:05. You can catch the game live on Edmonton Sports Talk's audio streams. In the British Open, Ryan Fox captured the championship, winning by a score of 10 under par. Canada's Corey Connors finished as the top Canadian, tied for 14th at 4 under. And in hockey, former Edmonton Oilers goaltender Jack Campbell has officially announced his retirement. The 34-year-old says he'll now begin the next chapter of his career as a performance coach. Sports Update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood the Duke, locally owned and operated, serving the Duke and surrounding areas since 1993. Doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff at Windsor Plywood the Duke.
Taking a few years to put all this together.
It's hour 3 here on the Nielsen Show, live from the Popeye studio. Dave Jamieson, Hernan Salas, Benny Thompson with you as we're getting close to the home stretch here, my friend. It's been an excellent.
I'm the MBT of this entertainment outfit.
It's been a awesome 2 hours with the three of us and our wonderful guests, Steve Sandor and Chris Strevler. We're going to get to kind of easy trivia for Mr. Mike Steakhouse Casual right away here. Like always, hit us up on the Paris Shooters inbox, 780-218-9999, Nasty Chat, and slam that thumbs up as if you're listening on Cruise FM, 95.7.
Variety that rocks.
Yes, variety that rocks.
And it does. I listen to that station as I make my travels.
And at 9 o'clock, if you're a Cruise FMer,
yes,
remember, content continues here on Edmonton Sports, right?
Excellent point.
Full slate of show right up until 6 o'clock.
Very full.
Yeah. So iHeart, tune in, free apps. All you got to do is click on them, download them, click play, and you'll get our content. Or go to the YouTube channel. And you can get in on the Nasty Chat. It is a different beast there for sure. This hour is brought to you by GD Liquidators Auctions and Appraisals. Mention EST and get 5% off anything new or used. Don't miss their monthly online auctions at gdliquidators.com. Canadian owned and operated. Make them your first call. Call 780-447-2787 or visit them at 14510 124th Ave. Let's get to kind of easy trivia for Mr. Mike's. Remember your best summer? Yeah, this one's about to top it.
Yeah.
Welcome to Camp Mike's at Mr. Mike's. Mess Hall waffle fry nachos, campfire mojitos, and stories that get better every round. Camp Mike's, come make it a summer to remember. Mr. Mike's, eat locally, enjoy casually. Benny, who do we have on the line for Mr. Jamieson?
We got Michael on the line.
Hey, Michael.
Hello.
Have you played before?
I have.
Okay. All right. So you know how we do this. We have a liner we need to hit before we...
We just
hit
good.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
I should pay attention. It's like I've never done this before. Okay. We'll start the ticker after I ask the first question. Did Spain win the World Cup?
Yes, they did.
Who did Spain beat in the World Cup final?
Argentina.
Does Lionel Messi play for Argentina?
He does.
Are the Edmonton Elks 5-1?
Yes, they are.
And who did the Elks beat on Friday?
The BC Lions.
Yep.
Are you kidding me? That's right. Who do you think you are? I am. Get it right.
You can't have a newcomer come in and steal the show.
That's a paddling.
Oh, we've been strong. We're just playing by the rules.
Oh, you better believe that's a paddling.
And I was in Miami with my new beach house. Well, it was a couple minutes from the beach.
That's a paddling.
The first year, we took it to the limit. Take it to the limit.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
All right. It was Mike. Congratulations to Mike.
Mm-hmm.
He knows his sports. He knows his soccer. Tell you that much.
Yeah, or he could read tsn.ca and probably get all those answers right there. But yes, clearly he knows his smooth and
football.
Mm-hmm. Both kinds.
Both kinds, exactly.
Do we have to call it football still? Could we just go back to soccer?
Well,
no, I mean, now that we don't have to, because I felt like we were studying to pass an exam during this World Cup because it was here and Canada was, so we boned up. We learned all of the words or some of them.
Yeah.
And now can we just go, yeah, soccer.
Well, Lewandowski, who's a Polish player who's played for Barcelona, he's come over to the MLS. He's playing in Chicago because he's older. And in his press conference, he goes, I don't know why you guys call it soccer. Just call it football. Like, you can't understand why they call it soccer.
Well, because the real football, it's, I know.
J-Mo.
I'm going to go there.
Oh, boy. Let's get to 3 questions too many for the great staff at Park Mazda. Your dealer for life, Bill the teacher. Bill, I'm just going to change the question a little bit because, let me get to it. It says, question for you guys. Mm-hmm. Clearly, the offense is the weakest part of the Double E. Very predictable and often ineffective. Do we need a change of old coordinator? I'm going to change that part because McSimick's not going anywhere.
No.
So let's switch it to J-Mo. What are you seeing that needs to change with this offense?
Here, I used the term off air, or did I? Maybe I said this, that it seems constipated, like that they are driving the car with a foot on the brake.
Yeah,
and they've got, I think, the necessary speed and skill to go long.
Yes,
more than they do, and they're hesitant.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure where that comes from. Maybe some of that is the downside of having, I think, the most exciting dual threat player in the CFL in Justin Rankin.
Mm-hmm.
But BC has really held him in check.
Yes.
So it begs the question, if your superpower is held in check on any given night, what else you got?
Yeah. Yeah. Because 3 points in the second half, not good enough.
No. In a league that is defined by, the scoring.
Yes.
That it's weird that one of the 2 best teams in the league, one of them does not score to the degree you think the Edmonton Elks should. Because it's not a Fajardo problem.
No.
So does that require them? I don't know. And Jordan Maksimic's been doing this a long time. I remember him starting as a video coordinator.
Yeah.
And he's worked with some of the best. He has helped the Mike Rileys of the world become, who they are or were. And so you're right. He's not going anywhere.
No, he's not. They're 5-1 guys. And Bill the teacher, but you ask a good question. You're right. They are predictable. Question. I can tell you every time they're going to run the ball just by looking at how they set up.
Sure.
And I agree with you, J-Mo. I think they have the talent to go deep. I think they're far too conservative right now. It's too many passes east-west and not north.
Yes.
And I think McSimic, and you've seen it in some of the games when they've been up big and in the fourth quarter it gets a little sketchy. He's far too conservative to hold the lead. It's almost like they're scared to press it.
And God, we're not the ones, and certainly they're never going to cop to this, that they don't trust themselves.
Yeah.
And I believe they should, because they've got the stuff there.
What happened in the first half of that game? Fajardo threw it deep 3 times, and they were all successful. Pushed the ball down the field.
Mm-hmm.
Because for a defense, it's easy when they're like, guys, they're not going to throw over 10 yards, or they're going to give it to Rank. It's easy to defend that.
Yeah.
Right? But it's gotta get more creative. So thanks for the question, Bill.
That's a good one.
The teacher. Second question here, boys. Connor Bedard signed a 5-year extension.
Yes.
Very big deal.
Mm-hmm.
$15 million per year.
5 years.
Yes, but he's going to be a UFA at the age of 26. Is this a good or a bad deal for the Chicago Blackhawks?
I think it's the best deal they could do at the time.
Because 7 is the max.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You probably wanted him for 7.
I'm
because
sure
in 5 years, Bedard can be like, boys, I'm out.
Imagine 26-year-old him, touch wood for him, and the Hawks, that he doesn't have this shoulder injury or other injuries.
Yeah.
I mean, the one that when he broke the jaw, that's not...
Yeah.
That happens. But imagine him coming loose at 26.
That's what I mean. Like,
I might submit an offer sheet.
Why didn't Connor say I want 7 for 15? Because he's the one that said no. Let's do 5. And at 26, I want to see what's out there.
Right.
Yes.
Well,
right, Benny.
This is pressure for Kyle Davidson to make sure that Chicago's a good team. This is not exactly the same way we see the Connor McDavid deal, but this is like McDavid signed that deal to put pressure on Stan Bowman.
See Bo Byron deal.
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
More of that is coming in Chicago,
That's
and
exactly,
it has to, because Bedard's heading into season 3 or 2, 3.
3.
Heading it. So okay, he's put up his numbers, but has been surrounded by a rotating cast.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are other very good young players, but they are on the front end. They're like the Sharks without the success the Sharks had last year.
Yes.
You could see it coming.
Mm-hmm.
San Jose obviously fast-tracked everything, and I think to a degree Anaheim did as well.
Mm-hmm.
Slightly different kind of approach, but Chicago's like, wow, okay, they're doing that.
They're doing everything over there. And I
better get going, man.
And obviously with San Jose, it's a huge reason for that. Celebrini just turned into this ridiculous franchise player, and I think a lot of us thought he'd be good, but just not to this level, especially this early in his career. Chicago has failed to surround Connor Bedard with capable of enough players to win more hockey games. Now they stripped it down to the studs.
Yes.
But
they've got goaltending now.
With Spencer Knight's good. Yes. Byram, obviously, I thought it was an overpay, but that's a defenseman. That's a number 1 D-man for them now.
Yeah.
They need to surround Bedard with more talent, and I think it's year 4 or 5 of their rebuild. Now's the time to start gearing up for trying to win some hockey games here. San Jose and Anaheim, like you highlighted, are teams that have done it very well. Chicago needs to be the next team to do it.
So Bedard's giving them 5 years. And this is interesting. Yep. Bedard and Frankie Nazar, who are their top 2 young players, are both UFAs the same year. Both the same. But if you look at the Blackhawks, they only have 2 other forwards that have 3-year deals or longer, and the rest are all due up next year. So they're going to have the cap room.
Oh, yes.
They're going to improve. So I just found it interesting that it was a 5-year deal for a young man like Connor Bedard.
Well, smart play by him.
Yes.
And then as I jokingly said, then he can become a Canuck. and go home, right? Because don't we say that in hockey?
Yes.
You must want to come home.
There's always something about like the local guy. I don't know why you always want a local guy. It doesn't mean anything.
We do that a lot here.
Yeah, and they rarely work out in Edmonton.
Yeah.
Because it's too much pressure.
Where, you know what? This is an off ramp here. Who is, and maybe you just want to keep it to Edmonton, but local guy who returns home after having success or stardom elsewhere?
Mike
Tavares? Is Tavares the one that comes to mind first?
Mike Comrie was good here.
Yeah.
Left, came back, and had a good year.
Yeah.
Standing O in the preseason when he fought, remember? We all forgave Mike Comrie.
Right.
Mike Comrie's one of the few local guys that had success in Edmonton. Joffrey Roux pulled it in his 1 year.
Yeah.
He was awful.
No. Pisani.
Pisani was, but yeah. Pisani.
But that wasn't a long, like,
right.
It tends to be sort of a streaking comet, come in, do something, playoff series, whatever it is. Yeah, Tavares for me is the recent
clear
time.
One. For the term of like wanting to go home, how often does that actually happen? Yeah, like in the NHL, especially like on the top end, talent wise. Like, Tavares is definitely the
discussions we have around here, and is that guy is from Leduc.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bobby McMahon.
Got to want to be an Oiler.
He's from around here. Yeah.
Like, who cares?
Tristan Jarry.
Yeah.
Is
he lives
here.
Yes,
but he's not from here.
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is also like highly talked about because there's two of the best players in the NHL in Canadian markets, and one of them being from the biggest market in hockey with McDavid to Toronto, and then there's obviously the chirping back of like, oh, Matthews is going back home to Arizona. Like, it's just whenever they come back, it's just like I think that's obviously played a huge role in this as well. But I don't know. I don't think it's
there was a time when every French player.
Yeah,
had to be a Canadian.
No,
and then sometimes it was like you think maybe I don't want to play there.
Yeah,
for all of the reasons that you can imagine.
But there's some media in the city that was like, bring him here. He's a local kid. It's like, who cares?
For those few days when Craig Berube was being thought of as the next coach, he's from Calahoo. Yes, I'm aware he is from Calahoo. Okay, can we get to the next point? Is he good? Is he qualified?
How does he fit into this team? Just because he's a local kid doesn't mean it's going to work out.
Right.
Oh, man. All right. Third and final question. Today is the birthday of Carlos Santana.
Supernatural.
I called you Gager, by the way. I'm sorry, Jim.
That's all right.
So,
it's an honor.
Carlos Santana.
Yes.
Not underrated. No. But a guy that, if you play him, a lot of people, like the younger generation, will be like, who's that? Because he is fantastic. So, J-Mo and Benny, for you, I guess a musician that, I wouldn't say slide, I don't know how to word this, but slide under the radar, because Carlos Santana's still doing his thing. He's fantastic.
How old is he now? Mid-80s? Gotta be.
Played at Woodstock?
Yes.
He is.
Go to,
79.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's had a run here.
Yeah.
And he's still out there grinding away. And his biggest album, I believe, is Supernatural, the one he had the hit with Rob Thomas, and then he had Chad Kroger, that did the vocals on that song. And go to the early Santana.
Oh. Black Magic Woman.
Oyo Como Va.
Oyo Como Va.
And there's a tie-in with some of the guys that started Journey.
Yeah.
Right, because it's all the Bay Area.
Yeah.
It's all the Bay Area, Greg Raleigh and all those guys. Sammy Hagar is part of that whole thing from the Bay Area. Oh, yeah. Santana's.
Well, McLeod Bethel Thompson's dad was a roadie.
For the Grateful Dead.
Yeah. But he knew Carlos Santana.
Huh. Of course he did.
Yeah.
Like, world's most interesting man, right? MBT's dad.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
what a story, man.
Has lived a life.
Yes. It is fantastic.
Yes.
Benny, do you know Carlos Santana?
Not very well.
Yeah, that,
not very well.
And I'm not gonna.
Carlos Santana's licks have probably been sampled on some of the stuff you listen
absolutely,
to. And
absolutely.
You go, where did that come from?
I'm not gonna chirp Benny because you're way too young for Carlos Santana. Like way too young. A lot of people my age don't know who Carlos Santana.
That's fair.
Yeah. So
I don't, you know what? As resident old guy, I really resist the urge to go, what do you mean you don't know?
Yeah.
You need to understand.
I hear that so much in this office.
When I worked at the
So
Eskimos,
much.
when I worked at the Eskimos, you'd have, there'd be, as you would expect, some young staff. They hadn't heard of Warren Moon. You can't get mad at them.
you can
Right?
shake
As
your
they're
head a little
starting,
bit. Yeah.
You go, oh, okay. But don't just assume naturally.
Yeah.
As they're starting out, they're trying to get a handle on, what all of this is.
Yeah. But Benny, honestly, just YouTube them one day and just put Black Magic Woman and just listen to the intro.
Okay.
It's one of the best, like the guitar, like Carlos Santana can play that thing like nobody's business.
Just a bit, eh?
Yeah. He's a Mexican American, obviously.
Yes.
But just fantastic. And go watch his set at the Woodstock.
Yeah, there were a few sets that weekend, hey?
Oh, yeah.
How'd you like the American anthem?
Oh yeah. You get a pass on Carlos Santana from Big U. You don't get a pass on the Spice Girls. Wait. You didn't know who the Spice Girls
I know.
were?
I know who the Spice Girls the group is, but I didn't know there was specific names for each Spice Girl.
Let's see if I can still pull it. Sporty, obviously.
Sporty, one.
Posh.
Dave Beckham's wife.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh God, what are the other two?
Scary.
Isn't there a one?
Scary.
And Baby
Ginger.
Spice? Oh, Ginger. Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah.
And who's the other one? Because I think Ginger Spice is married to Christian Horner, who was the team principal at Red Bull for many years, who got fired.
Let's go through them again.
Sporty.
Yes.
Scary.
Posh.
Ginger.
There are 4 or 5 in there.
There's 5.
Oh, okay.
Who are we missing, Nasties?
Well,
I thought
we've got the internet. Though I know we don't have cable, but do we have the internet here? Can somebody pull up the World Wide Web?
I thought Left Eye was in Spice Girls. That's why.
No.
I know. I was like,
You know what? She rest in peace.
yes.
Baby, you were right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know my stuff.
No, I understand.
Left Eye.
TLC.
TLC. She went out. You can look this up.
Yeah.
She was the girlfriend of Andre Rison.
Okay.
Bad Moon Rison. NFL star receiver, Atlanta Falcons. He played in the CFL for one season.
Argos.
The Toronto Argos.
Grey Cup champion.
You remember he got in the fight on the sideline with Noel Prefontaine, punched him in the face? At the Grey Cup in Ottawa, I was working for the league in 2004.
Okay.
And they assign you to a team. Like I would fly in with a couple of my compadres from the other teams who were out of the playoffs. And then I get assigned to the Argos. So I got to help out on walkthrough day. And it's the last practice before Grey Cup. So it's the last chance for media. And there was back in the day when there was lots of media. We still had them in the country covering the game. And so one of the reporters goes, hey, I'd really like to talk to Andre Rison. Now, got to remember, he doesn't know me. I'm just a CFL guy. I'm not the team PR who he would know. And I had to go up to him. And I thought, this dude's going to punch me in the face. Now, I've had that look given to me before, Mike Pringle, like every day. But this Andre Rison was a bad man. Oh, yeah. And if you read the story, I think she burned down his house.
She burned down his house, yeah. His nickname was Bad Moon.
Bad Moon Rison. Chris Berman gave him that one, but he was not a pleasant individual.
When he would fight with Deion Sanders, when they'd smack each other in the head?
Yes.
Yeah. This one says, Black Magic Woman was Fleetwood Mac song that Santana ripped off. Peter Green plays the guitar better than it. Learn your facts. Calm down, bro.
We didn't rip it off. I covered it.
He covered it.
Yes, and I'm aware of the original.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know that.
Fleetwood Mac.
Well,
Peter Green's.
I can't know everything.
Peter Green's
how about everything?
Fleetwood Mac.
So how about you calm down, have a coffee and a smoke, and chill out, bro?
Get into a little Fleetwood Mac.
Gee,
trip.
holy smokes.
Danny Kerwin.
Someone's upset this
Bob
Monday
Welch.
morning. Yeah, but Bad Moon Andre Rison. Benny, how the hell do you not know who the Spice Girls?
I've heard the group, but I've heard of them.
He doesn't have their discography down.
Yes, I don't.
Well, Carlos Santana's great.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
I can't be. I don't know how you would argue against it.
He came to Edmonton too back in the day.
Sure.
Yeah, I remember a bunch of people I know went. But he came with like that. All those guys he was doing features with. Rob Thomas, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was a thing where you took an aging musician who was great, and you hooked them up with stars of the now, right? And you created and put together, and it was hugely successful.
And
Smooth, right? The song was Smooth.
And I love his interviews because he's so chill, man. He's LA. He's LA.
He's Bay Area. He's absolutely yes.
Oh, man. It's also National Lollipop Day.
Okay.
What's your favorite lollipop of all time, J-Mo and Ben?
Any lollipop that Kojak used to have in his mouth. You guys don't know Kojak, do you? Look it up. Telly Savalas. You people out there will remember. He was a private television private eye.
Okay.
Kojak. Kojak. Telly Savalas. And he would do it every episode. He would have a lollipop in. And he was badass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember those old school ones that were like kind of green? It was a white base, but it had like green, yellow, red kind of around it. Just kind of designs. I don't know what they're called.
Yeah.
What was the ones that had powder? Not that powder. I know where you guys are going. Pull it together.
It's like the Smartie version. I think they're called Smartie. I can't remember. I'm looking at brands right now.
And any lollipop that's sour and it has the gum in the middle, top notch. Top notch, J-Mo. They're like the new ones now that are out.
Yeah.
Okay. It's been a while. You know what I can't live without is these Werthers.
Oh.
Work these bad boys. No sugar added. Get those.
Look at really?
That's a plot. Oh. God. Saved my voice. Seriously.
This hour is brought to you by GD Liquidators, Auctions and Appraisals. Mention EST and get 5% off anything new or used. Don't miss their monthly online auctions at gdliquidators.com. Canadian owned and operated. Make them your first call. Call 780-447-2787 or visit them at 14510 124th Ave. Coming up, the final segment here on the Nielsen Show.
Let's just keep going.
And the one and only Joaquin Gage from EST Afternoons.
Extra time.
Extra time.
We should do extra time.
Yeah, he's joining us next. You say he looks like Ronaldo, the real Ronaldo.
Well, yesterday's Ronaldo.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
That's all coming up here. Of course, we got the wrap from William Huff coming your way as well. But first up, a update with Benny Thompson.
Spain are World Cup champions once again after edging Argentina 1-0 in extra time on Sunday. Ferran Torres scored the tournament-winning goal in the 106th minute to secure Spain's second World Cup title. In CFL action, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers outlasted the Ottawa Red Blacks 36-34 in overtime. Drew Brown threw for 317 yards against his former club, while Tim White led all Bombers receiving with 97 yards. CFL is also mourning the loss of Saskatchewan Roughriders linebacker Jaden Dahlke, who tragically passed away in a car accident while returning from the team's bye week. Dahlke was 30 years old. The Roughriders are scheduled to host the Edmonton Elks on Thursday. The Blue Jays close out their series with the White Sox by dropping a 3-0 decision on Sunday. Toronto opens a new series against the Tampa Bay Rays tonight with Dylan Cease getting the ball against Nick Martinez. First pitch is set for 5:07. More sad news from the baseball world as former Blue Jays pitcher and two-time World Series champion Dwayne Ward passed away over the weekend at the age of 62. The Edmonton Riverhawks were also in action Sunday, falling 8-2 to the Port Angeles Lefties. They return home to begin a series against the Kamloops North Paws with first pitch scheduled for 7:05. You can hear the game live on the Edmonton Sports Talk audio streams. At the Open Championship, Ryan Fox captured it after finishing the week 10 under par. Canada's Corey Connors finished tied for 14th, the best result among the Canadians at 4 under. And around the NHL, former Oiler goaltender Jack Campbell has officially announced his retirement from professional hockey. The 34-year-old is now beginning a new career as a performance coach.
a baseball bat, a man with a tendency to overreact out of control. Oh, and so it goes. The kid with the promise, with the friends with the tats, hopped in a car, now past the scalpel stat, 6 feet below. Oh, and so it goes. I said I'd be there to heaven to hold. Oh, the world is burning and I want you to know. Oh, my word is gold, my word is gold. Oh, and so it goes, and so it goes. The finger on the button, the pen in his hand. Scary loyal people from the promised land, heads will roll. Oh, and so it goes. The water turns to their supply and demand. The sun it burns the fields, they turn to sand. The wind blows, and so it goes. I said I'd be there to heaven to hold. Oh, the world is burning and I want you to know. Oh, my word is gold, my word is gold. Oh, and so it goes, and so it goes.
We're back here on the Nielsen Show. If you're listening to Cruise FM 95.7, iHeart, TuneIn Radio, as we say hello. Final segment here for the return of Lieutenant Eric and YouTube Trev tomorrow, alongside Dave Jamieson for the rest of the week.
So I slipped down even further on the depth chart. Still here, but
It's going to be great.
No, it'll be great.
Hit us up, Paris Jewelers inbox, 780-218-9999. Nasty chat, slam that thumbs up. Benny, what do we have for thumbs? We're supposed to be at 200.
We're mandated to be at 200.
I think we're over 100 at least. Let me check. It is 139.
Ooh.
Okay.
Let's go.
It's a late surge.
A late surge
Like
we're going to need here.
Argentina.
There
We'll
is
do messy like.
There is a thumbs up fatigue though in the summer, Jable. So just so you know.
Oh.
Yeah. People get fatigued, kind of sick of us. So sick of me. But that's the way it is. That's the way it goes. It happens,
People
buddy.
are on different schedules.
All right. Our next guest from EST Afternoons. 2 guys and a goalie, former Edmonton Oilers goaltender, and Sunshine Boy. Joaquin Gage joins us on the Firehouse Hotline. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, boys. Happy Monday.
Yeah, buddy.
Happy post World Cup.
Yeah, post World Cup. All we got left is the MLB and the CFL.
Well, we have more to live for than
Yeah,
that.
there's more to live for. Yeah, 100%. But
You know.
you know what, Gager? Let's get it out of the way. Let's talk some F1. Belgium Grand Prix over the weekend, and Mr. Kimi Antonelli does it again. He takes P1 in this one. What did you make of the race?
I liked it. I thought it was a great first lap. Had a little bit of contact. I don't really understand the 5-second penalty to Lewis. It seemed like they talked about it, kind of a racing incident, because the same thing happened later on, and there was no penalty. But you saw Kimi just kind of reel in Charles late. It was great. I really enjoyed that race. The top 5 racers, like you didn't know what was really going to happen, and with the fact that people were going off, and you saw some virtual safety cars come out, and if a guy could have pit, and you know how you save the 14 seconds, I believe, on a pit stop. It was great. But, man, this kid, we're seeing something special with this Kimi Antonelli, man. This is crazy. And just the dejection of George Russell, just a horrible, horrible year. And again, I just look at him and I see the shooter. He's got Shooter McGavin syndrome, where it was supposed to be his year. He was supposed to get the yellow jacket, and it's just Happy Gilmore. Kimi Antonelli is just ruining everything.
So now we've got a World Cup in the rearview mirror. I don't know where you were on your soccer fandom meter going into this. Are you more inclined now to watch a soccer game, wherever that may be, or are you going to put it away and dial back in 4 years?
It's funny because my arc kind of, I think it was like a space shuttle from the first game. I was fully invested. It was a lot of fun to watch. It didn't hurt that Canada did well, and you kind of you country's team. I mean, it got to the point to where I thought yesterday's match was going to be just fantastic. And it was kind of a dud. I'll give it that. But part of me got into it more because I was more fascinated. Can Argentina actually get to penalties? That's what I was watching for. Can they hold the fort long enough against this Spanish team to get to penalties? And then it becomes just completely dramatic. Let's face it, guys. They had no business in that final whatsoever. Spain, I don't know if it was too late a night at Pampa's Argentinian steakhouse the night before, but they looked slow. They never had the ball. They to a point, the only one that was interested in the game was the Argentinian goaltender. And without him, that should have been a 3-0 game with some of the saves he was making. So if I'm going to watch more, I think I will. I'm more of a Premiership kind of guy, so I have to kind of look and see. I know Matty has it on in his office a lot, so but I'm kind of a bandwagon jumper. It has to be a good team because I was supposed to be on the Jays all year, and they've made it very difficult for me to watch them. And so I was hoping for maybe a slight glimpse of after the All-Star break and see what they can do, somewhat like they did last year and just go on a roll. But they got YouTube Trev syndrome, and they just couldn't do anything this weekend.
Why don't you do what Awanek does and just cheer for the teams that have the most money? Like he just walks in and goes, you know what? They're rich. They'll get good at some point.
That's a good plan. Maybe I'll look at it.
Okay, the halftime show. We saw the K-pop band, Chris Martin, Madonna, Biebs, Shakira. What did you make of it?
I thought it was good. It was entertaining, And Madonna rolls out and does her thing, and then the Biebs is great. The only I understand the Biebs song, but I was like, shouldn't it be a little bit more upbeat? That's the only thing that's the only criticism I had. But he was phenomenal with the guitar and stuff. And then come on, Shakira with the kids. I've been following those kids in New York, and they're dancing all over New York right now, and they're just hilarious. Like they can't stop smiling when they're dancing, which is great. And so I thought the halftime show was awesome. I know the purists didn't like it. I was more. You know what? You know who needs a break is Argentina. So maybe they can reset and go from this point. I thought maybe they'll start to push a little bit after with an extra long break, but that didn't help them at all.
As a connoisseur of halftime shows, certainly at Grey Cups and how many I've been to or watched and Super Bowls, I don't even know what my bar is now to be blown away by the shows. I feel like it's almost all been done. So I don't know when they announced that they're going to have this lineup that they did. I didn't really have a feeling because I'm sort of unmoved by them now.
Yeah, I go in the arc of, I remember when I was younger, watching the Super Bowl halftime show. It was always like a band, but my parents or older people go, oh yes, this is going to be great. But it was always an older band. And so I was like, But now as I'm older, they're dusting off a lot of the bones of old bands that are coming in. And I'm thinking, this will be good. So I think it's an age arc. I don't know who's performing in the Super Bowl this year. I liked the last one. But yeah, I'm kind of unmoved by them now. They're not the sole purpose. I know my family is having as dependents as dancers. They are way more interested in the halftime show for the artistic element of it all. And we watch it and critique it from there. But that's basically, I'm looking at it and telling my daughter she better be on there in 2 years for the amount I've invested in her life up to this point.
Gager, any interest in UFC in October? Is this something like that's on the bucket list for you to watch live?
Live sporting events are always the best. And I remember when my friend took me to an event up in Slave Lake years ago, and I was like, "What am I doing in this place?" But my friend was basically became a poor man's Don King at the thing, right? He was the promoter and stuff and doing things, and we were ringside, which was kind of cool. So, I mean, if I could get there, I think I'd really enjoy it, but that's the extent. Live, I'll go, but to see two people beat the crap out of each other is, because I hate to say it's kind of fun, you know? I mean, when you see professionals do it. I'm not talking Jasper at 12:30 at night with two 18-year-olds arguing about stuff.
You've had a good view of professional fighters. Yes, hockey players, I understand.
Yeah.
But guys who were skilled in the pugilistic arts. I mean, that I get it. You're playing goal, or this is it's happening around you. That must have been where this was there a fight where you became a spectator, even though you're in the game yourself?
I forget who. Well, I'll tell you, I hate to give this guy props because he'll hold it over me, but I always loved to watch Sean Brown fight because he was a quiet assassin and one of the scariest guys I've seen fight. Like when he punched, he was aiming for the back of the guy's head, right? Yeah. And I remember one time he was about to drop the gloves. And I basically went full spectator mode. I think I put my stick on the back of the net, grabbed my water bottle, and just stood there and watched it. Like I was
full Ken Dryden.
Yeah. And I had a smile on my face, and I couldn't wait to see him fight this guy. And it was just an epic fight. And so probably he was really enjoyable. But I mean, we're going to try to get Dennis Bonvie on this week on EST Afternoons. He was always fun to watch fight. No one liked fighting more than Dennis. You know, the penalty minutes prove it. But no, we all, as a goalie, it was great, especially if it happened in your own end, which it usually did, like in front of the net. So I became a spectator to the to a lot of great punches to the face between two guys.
Maybe it's an EST Afternoons date night, you, me, and Coob.
Oh, geez. Are we sitting with Coob?
We'll sit a few rolls back.
He's nearby. He's not actually with you. He's close by.
Yeah.
If Coob shows up and he goes like in full UFC, like if he's wearing an Affliction shirt and bedazzled Old Religion jeans, I'm not going. Like he's got to wear normal attire.
You know what? It'd be awesome if Coob wore like a karate suit there.
Oh, full gi. Full gi. Yeah. Looks like George St. Pierre at the fight.
Gager, it's you and I on the oil stream, but do you know what's coming up yet on EST Afternoons with Matthew Wanek and Coob?
No, I have no clue. We haven't discussed it yet.
Awesome.
That's called prep.
Gager, thanks again, buddy. We'll see you later today.
All right, buddy.
All right, that's Hockey Gage, EST Afternoons. Two guys and a goalie. Former Edmonton Elks goaltender. MVP in the, was it the English League? I think it was, yeah.
Was it? The Premier League?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Wow, Bonvie. Haven't heard that name forever. He was just named assistant GM in Boston.
When I was the program director at 630 Ched, we had the rights, the radio rights for the Oilers, and they're still there. And then there was a studio right beside the dressing room at the old rink. Like it was called the Oil Drum. Get it? And it was Bonvie had an incredible night. Like he fought and he scored and the fans were in love with this dude.
Yeah.
And we got him brought into the room. I think he came in and still in his stuff. And man, I thought this guy is going to be a folk hero here. Now, he wasn't here terribly long. Like, how long was Bonvie an Oiler?
Not long. But like Gager said, he loved to fight.
Oh, yeah.
And
it was calling. It was his calling in life.
And he was big, but not like Steve McIntyre big.
Not
like he was
big.
more like thick. And he could, he's a good fighter.
A dated reference, but like a Stan Jonathan, I know it's before your time, Boston Bruin.
Okay.
Remember Goldie McClendon? Ron McClendon, running back for the Edmonton Eskimos.
Yes.
Goldie with the teeth.
Yeah.
His father-in-law.
Oh, yeah.
He married a young woman named Jade Polonich.
Okay.
Her dad is Dennis Polonich. He was an undersized, if it's possible to be an undersized goon in the NHL in the 70s and 80s. And so we're at the engagement party. It's at West Edmonton Mall. They're having, her dad, Dennis Polonich, gets up to the podium to say, some words. And I turn to, I don't know, it was Ed Hervey or somebody, and I go, Goldie's dad used to be a goon in the NHL. And they're looking at this man. He was probably at that point in his 60s, I'm guessing, and he does not look like a goon. I go, oh, no. This dude fought all of the time.
Yeah.
All the time and won. He's like, what? I said, oh, yeah, bad man.
Wow.
Bad man.
And then he brought up Pete Gagers always told me, he goes, Sean Brown was probably the toughest guy on the team.
Yeah, I could see
and
that.
that's with LaRock on the team.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah. Like he said, quiet, but don't mess with them.
Yeah, oh, yes.
Yeah.
Well, you've been around. I mean, it's different. There aren't a lot of fights in football, but you knew the bad dudes where you go, if this got violent, watch that guy.
Kim DJ. Actually,
for me, it was Swack, Alfred Payton, or it was Ralph Staten, and you went, if there's a bench clearing brawl or something,
Like MDJ, I'll be honest, he got in a few pushing matches, but he'd always walk away. It was almost like it's football. He
knew that.
Yeah. But with my time with the Elks, was there a guy that everybody was kind of just don't mess with that guy? I don't think there was, to be honest with you. I mean, there's a few guys I was scared of, but
there are just guys.
Yeah.
If you're around them long enough and you kind of know a little bit about their story, what how they're wired, you go, oh boy.
Oh, absolutely fantastic. Let's get to the wrap for William Huff. If you want your place to look as good as ours, visit the team at williamhuff.com, in business since 1952. So they are incredible at what they do. What did we learn today, fellas? Let's start with Benny.
I learned about Carlos
Santana.
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
That was my biggest one.
Okay.
I've learned that I need to go back and listen to some good guitar.
Yes. If you're into that kind of thing.
That will nourish your soul. I learned that if you're going to play in the World Cup final, you might try to get a shot on goal.
You might.
Just, again, I know that seems like an obvious thing. Try shooting. Try getting it to the big net.
There's that one quote. It's if you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Thank you, Wayne.
Yeah. That's
thank you, Gretz.
That's a big one.
Well,
I learned that Chris Streveler is awesome.
Well, there is that.
Great interview.
Yes.
He has the chops to be a good analyst or on the panel.
Mm-hmm.
I think by the end of the year, TSN's going to scoop him up.
Or somebody else will, or some bright young television executive maybe doing college football.
Yeah.
Grabs him for coverage down there. I mean, again, in the football ecosystem, there are lots of, because of how many players there are. But he's got a cachet and a name up here north of the border.
Oh, yeah.
Where, I would watch Chris Streveler on the panel.
100%.
Yes.
Sound of the day, Benny. Let's just run it back to Mike's big win on Kinda Easy Trivia. A soccer guy. Is that cool?
What's the
sound of the day?
The soccer guy. What sound?
No, the guy that won Kinda Easy Trivia.
Michael Motorcycle.
Oh, yes.
Mikey.
Yes. Michael winning Kinda Easy Trivia.
Yes. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Should have been clear. Can you run the tape of the song of when they win?
Wait, what? Why? I'm confused. Wait,
Okay.
You would never know. We're making this up as we go.
Okay. You know when someone wins kind of easy trivia?
Yeah. Oh, the club mix. You just want the club mix.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
should have said club mix. Sorry,
Wait,
that was. So everybody still here?
I'm not even at the club mix. I was like, you want me?
We did it.
I was like, you want me to like rewind the radio and like and grab the part where he's talking? Like,
I wouldn't do that to you.
You can't have a newcomer come in and steal the show.
That's a paddling.
Oh, we've been strong. We're just playing by the rules.
Ooh, you better believe that's a paddling.
And I was in Miami with my new beach house. Well, it was a couple minutes from the beach.
That's a paddling.
The first year we took it to the limit.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
it's a great mix.
It's fantastic. Those all smack. That was hard. That was far harder than it needed to be. It sure was.
Yeah, that really was.
Yeah, I didn't know.
It's Monday.
The old give and go didn't give and it didn't go.
No. That was not a good one, too.
Well-oiled machine.
To use the soccer term.
Yes.
Gord says the zone and Strev for sure. Hey, TSN better be smart there.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about. I get fixated on the rule changes and all that stuff that I've forgotten that 27, right? That kicks in.
Yeah.
Yeah, what that's going to mean to the CFL, to.
Well, TSN would be smart to.
Yeah.
Scoop him up.
Yes. And we don't know any of those details, do we? Like, the who and the what and the how.
No, not yet. They're going to have their own broadcast teams, though, right?
Okay, we do know that, eh?
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, they're going away from the kind of the TSN stuff. I guess text of the day. It's not sponsored anymore, so there's no prize. But I did like the text we got in earlier. Who was it again? It was Blue. Was it Blue? Hold on here, guys. I think it was Blue. He said, "Enough with the soccer talk."
Yes. Yeah, and that came early after. We thought you start these shows and you think, okay, I have an idea where we should go, right?
Yeah.
You're the host, and so. And it was the World Cup final, and it was watched by 2 billion people, and
it wasn't Blue. Sorry, it was. I don't have the name here, but it was boys. What's with all this soccer talk?
talk.
I thought this was a sports show.
Yes, and that landed just at the right time.
Oh, it was perfect.
We just come out of I thought a relatively engaging discussion around the planet's largest sporting event.
Yeah,
outside of the Olympics, and. Come on, can we get back to Oilers?
Come on.
Which we did.
And we did.
We did for like a half hour there.
Yes, we did.
I'm disappointed we spent that much time on the Oilers. But
yes.
Because, listen, in August, like, it's you know how it is.
You remember Korean baseball when we did it. Remember in COVID?
Yeah.
Those early days, man.
It was tough. It was extremely tough.
Yes, you came in and there were no sports being played, and it was like, okay, dance, because we have to do a show, or we're contractually obligated.
Hey, how about this? The River Hawks are playing. These Stingers are playing. The Edmonton Elks are in first place.
Yes,
there's lots to talk about. MLB. Hopefully the Jays can get hot. We got F1. What else, J-Mo? What am I missing here?
I'm sure there's tennis being played on the planet.
Tennis.
Getting ready for the U.S. Open.
We'll probably have some golf.
Yes. We just had some golf.
Yes. Oil Kings start in August. Training camp.
Oh, God, that's right. Yes.
It's insane. Well, there's a lot of sports. We don't have to force. Trust me, we'll have 10 months of Oiler talk consistently. It will be all we talk about, J-Mo. All of it.
Please, God, let them be good.
Yes.
Or decent.
So if we don't talk a lot of Oilers in August, just understand that there's 10 months straight of Oiler content.
Yeah. We'll get there.
We'll get there. J-Mo, it's been an absolute blast working with you, my friend. It's been a long time.
Let's do this again.
I've never hosted a show when you're the co-host, which feels a little weird. You're always the host.
No.
It's been fun. But you will have LTE, the one and only, and you too, Trev, with I'm sure a lot of great stories from Toronto.
I don't want to get in the way of youth. So it's this, you guys take control, and I will slide into irrelevance, which I'm probably already there, but yes.
What's on the Hangout?
It is Matawanik, myself, and Duck Dad.
Oh,
yeah.
A nasty.
A nasty. Yeah, we're gonna run the hangouts today. It's gonna be sweet.
Hey, I heard the Screw Let's Do It parlay hit from Friday.
Did it?
Obviously, I wasn't part of it, but I hit a sweet parlay yesterday, boys. Whew.
Oh, really?
I hit Justin Hardy touchdown.
Okay.
Tim White over 57.5 yards.
Smart. In 97.
Over 27.5 points in the first half. It was at 28.
Wow.
And Drew Brown over 1.5 touchdowns. Plus 638, boys. And I just looked it up. It was like 10 minutes till kickoff, and I just put it together that quick and made some nice cash.
What are you gonna spend it on?
Oh, I don't know. I'll probably just spend it on more
invest
bet.
it.
Right.
You'll
He has a bank account for it.
You'll make a smart
That $5
investment.
bet really put me over the top, you know?
Yes.
I always do good on my like personal bets, but the Screw Let's Do It is just terrible. We haven't hit like in 3-4 weeks.
You know, I think you need to move off of people that are due.
Oh yeah, the Jays are due for a win, right?
Okay. I guess that's what we crafted this morning.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Well, we're going to send you over to the Hangout. If you're listening on 95.7 Cruise FM, all you got to do is go to iHeart or TuneIn radio apps, download them, and just find Edmonton Sports Talk there. Follow, and then our content will be right at the top of your page. You can go to the YouTube channel. Edmonton Sports Talk is the Hangout, followed by the Lock Shop, followed by the Oil Stream, EST Afternoons, and then Reed Wilkins and J-Mail will take you home right up until 6 with the Reed Wilkins Show, so to go anywhere. For everybody watching, everybody listening, we thank you once again. The Hangout coming up with Matthew Wanick, Duck Dad, and Benny Thompson. J-Mo, it's been a slice. Big shout out to Chris Strevler and Steve Sander for joining us here on the Nielsen Show. Lieutenant Eric, YouTube Trev, J-Mo back at it tomorrow. Thanks again for watching and listening. And with that, we say goodbye.